I saw
Yeah.
when you first started it, and I looked back because you had already been doing it for a few days before I found out.
Hmm.
I saw one of them had like Scrabble in the title, and I
Yes.
thought Scrabble, and then I thought, wait, couldn't the VidADay just be us playing a game of Scrabble?
It literally could.
And that was the extent of my thought, but I love Scrabble.
Yeah, Scrabble is so much fun, actually. Yeah.
So good. I don't know how
But
great it is for content, but the
that
play,
doesn't matter.
so fun. Exactly, you know? VidADay is about life. It's not about content. VidADay is about documenting.
Uh, I don't know what VidAday is about.
We're still working on it. We're figuring it out.
Why is OBS doing this weird thing with poor ratios? What is that about? What are you drawing?
I wasn't watching the movie. I was just doodling.
Gotcha.
So
There we go. Okay. I've been recording for the past minute.
oh shit. Is it all getting uploaded? Because I hope
No,
not.
I'm gonna edit.
Oh, thank God. Like that's what you should do
So,
though. You should never tell your guests when you're recording or not. Let them figure it out, you know? Also, let me
yeah.
get the lighting right.
Oh, that's beautiful. Uh-huh.
I think that's probably where we want it, right?
Yeah, very representative of your skin tone right there.
I mean, I'm ghostly pale in real life, Hans. You know this.
Not entirely pale.
No, I appreciate that. You're the first
No.
person to tell me otherwise, so I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
very white.
Your hair does help too.
Helps make me white?
No, your hair helps steer away
Help me
from
look
that.
not white? Look
Yeah, in the
non-Caucasian?
sun, like the reflections of the color, like.
Oh, I see.
If that
Like the
makes any
brown
sense.
tones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
see.
We're moving on. So, Jacy, please tell us your first name and yeah, what's your name, Jacy?
My name is Jacy. That's spelled Jacy accent mark. Would you like my last name as well?
No, we don't need to dox you.
Well, it's just I think my last name is pretty cool, and so
I
like
mean,
it's
it's
one of my
also
fitting
in every
characteristics.
username that you used to have.
It's never been a secret, you know.
Yeah. All right. What's your last name, Jacy accent mark?
It's cola, like the soda, Hans.
Oh, like Coca-Cola.
I was thinking RC, but also like Coca. Yeah,
Like Pepsi Cola.
that one as well.
Very fascinating. Do you think you get discounts at I don't know, for example, the World of Coke Museum?
Actually, you can.
You can,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
For having a last name Cola?
Well, for being related to the Cola family.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds right.
obvious.
Question about your accent mark.
Wait, I hate to interrupt your line of questioning. You know, I would never do that. But I never got introduced. Like this there was no introduction like, "Hey, welcome back to VidADay." And I feel a little like I feel intimidated. I feel scared because when did the episode start?
It didn't.
Fuck. I'm so confused.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another VidADay. Today is not January anymore. It's been like 3 days. Today is February 3rd. It is a Thursday, and I'm here with Jacy accent mark Cola. You guys might know him from Grayson streams.
That's a bit rude. That's what you start with. I feel like
I'm
there's some
so
other things that I'm
sorry.
more tightly associated with than my friends' live streams.
Okay, please share what else.
Well, no, I'd like to see the order that you have them
No,
in.
because it's mostly in my head. I'm thinking, how do I let people who already watch know who you are by association, not by value of your credibility.
Grayson hasn't been on VidADay yet, at least insofar as I'm aware.
No,
so it's
but
not like he has great name value that like, oh, he's friends with Grayson.
But
no, it's gonna
amongst
be the
my
other way
friend
around.
group, they would know Grayson more.
This is offensive. You bring me on your show and you just insult me. You assault me. This is terrible.
Jacy, please tell me about no. Your
all
accent
my
mark.
Accomplishments? No, how about all my
I need to know about your
credentials,
accent mark right now because I just thought of I was wondering about it and I need to know right now.
What do you want to know about it, man? My name's spelled Jacy. Then we got a
Why is
little
it an
accent.
accent mark and not an apostrophe?
Okay.
Does the
So
accent mark go on a Y?
yes, it goes on the Y. Where do you think it is? Just floating there?
Let me. So why is it not a Y with an accent mark, and why is the accent mark after the Y?
The be- okay. I don't know. My mom told me how to write my name and told me what my name is, and I just sort of accepted it, man. I didn't look that into it.
I'm googling this right now. Are there Y with an accent mark?
Like I don't know what it does to pronunciation. It's like, do you want to know what it actually is supposed to do for the pronunciation
Sure.
of my name?
Yeah.
Okay. So what the accent mark is supposed to do, because my name is JC, right? It's not the two letters. It's spelled Jacy. But I guess if you say JC, like it's spelled as it is Jacy as one word, that makes it feminine. How you say it, JC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is what
So
I've been told.
are you going towards the direction that JC is?
Supposedly, I don't buy it, but the accent mark is supposed to make it masculine, and so you pronounce it instead of JC as JC, like to where it is the two letters. But I think at that point, if you're gonna make it pronounced just like the two letters, why not just at birth name me JC instead of like JAC? Like it was unnecessary, and now I have to be here, and this is
So
my debut on VidADay, and I have to waste my time explaining this. It's messed up. Okay.
you're right. You're right. Um, so on my phone contacts list, should I
Yeah.
have JC with the Y accent mark above the Y? Or is it an apostrophe that I should use?
I use the apostrophe.
Yeah.
So if you're asking how I would do it, I
How
would
would
use the
you would use
apostrophe,
the
but I don't
apostrophe?
have a logical defense for that. I can't sit here and tell you this is why I use the apostrophe, other than this is how I've been doing it for the entire 21 years of my life thus far.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And I wish I could. I wish I could come to you and be like, Hans, this is how my name is spelled. This is why my name's spelled that way. But I can't because I was given an illogical and just bad name.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
Sounds
glad that's out
good.
of the way.
All right, JC, what are your accomplishments that you would like to boast about?
Oh, there are just so many Hans. I'm an accomplished artist. I'm accomplished podcast host, broadcaster, graduate from Syracuse University. You know what, Hans? I graduated from Syracuse University in 3 years, okay, with 2 degrees and all A's. And you know what that gets me now?
What does it get you right now?
Not a thing. It doesn't fucking
Oh,
matter.
oh.
No, it didn't
Where might
matter.
people know you from?
They might know me from the Boy Oh Boy podcast, Conversations with Gray and Jacý, a
Right?
humble little podcast that started back in November of 2017 and has been running ever since. They might know me from, all my radio shows up at Syracuse University too, like Main
Uh-huh.
Stage Wrestling and Main Stage Alternative on WAER and WERW Real College Radio,
You're
Hans.
just
You know,
listing potential Elon Musk child names right there.
I mean, they're not bad. They're better in JC, I'll tell you that much. They are.
Uh-huh.
And so you might know me from all those things. And like you mentioned earlier, I'm also heavily associated with Gray the Gray and his live streams. Okay, I'm one of the perpetrators of that's probably not the right word. Purveyors. I'm one of the creators of Coward's Unwelcome Championship Knockout.
That's
One
right.
of the greatest sporting events in all of entertainment. There's a lot that I do, Hans. Also, it's great that I'm listing off all these accomplishments with my body pillow behind me. I realize that's cool. Um, just for a
That's
better view,
awesome.
guys. Hey,
Who is that? A body pillow of JC?
you know who that is, Hans. That's Alyssa.
I do know who it is.
That's Alyssa
But for
Lopez.
the viewers, Alyssa Lopez,
Yeah,
who is she?
it's a dumb question.
I know, I'm a
That's a
very dumb
stupid
person.
question. That's apparent. That's obvious.
Well, I
I'm not.
mean,
Yeah, I don't
it's a
have to
dumb
answer that.
question to ask what your accomplishments are, of course, but for other
Yes,
dumb people out there, who is Alyssa?
she's from Big Brother. She's from the reality TV show Big Brother. Which, speaking of my accomplishments, let's not forget that I am the future winner of Big Brother.
That's
Okay.
true, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
We'll get
awesome.
there.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll get there.
thank you. Uh-huh.
Congratulations, JC.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And hopefully I can parlay that into getting on the challenge. I don't suspect I'll ever win the challenge, but I could be on there, stir some shit up.
You'll You'll make it. Yeah. Yeah,
Thank you.
for sure. Um
Also, I'm not done with my accomplishments,
oh,
so stop
your
right
list
there.
goes on, of course.
It does, because I'm also quite proud of the fact that I have been able to keep this flower on my thumb for about a month now,
That is
okay? And
genuinely
it's not going
impressive.
anywhere. It's here for the long haul.
Yeah.
And I'm happy about it. I'm
Chargle
proud.
did these like last Sunday,
Yo.
and they're going already. Some of them.
No
Some of
way.
them are going.
That's so
My
sad.
ring
I'm really
finger
sorry to hear that.
is already fallen off. It's so sad. So
I'm so
sad.
sorry, man. You're not built like me.
I'm not. Is that the only one that's left?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The
It's
others
been
are
a
all
month.
gone.
A month. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But I'm okay with the one flower. The one flower is all I need.
it is all you need. It's what keeps your snap streak going with Bim.
Exactly. Exactly. And
Though
then
you're
when
not
it's
best
gone,
friends with her anymore.
you don't have to bring that up.
I need to. Yeah. How does that happen
You're
though? If you're already on a streak with someone and you were best friends with them, how does someone else get ahead of
You know
you?
how it happens is that you know how it happens, because it's not who has the longest streak, because I don't have the longest streak with Bim. Michelle has that honor, I think. But what it means is that she's messaging someone else from there.
Oh,
And so
okay.
so when Bim's sitting at home bored, she has COVID. When we're there for her when she needs us most, I'm her best friend, right? I'm her best friend on Snapchat. But the moment she goes back to college, right? It things change. The
Things
story gets
change.
rewritten. Okay, she has these college friends,
You
and
know
they, I
that
guess, take precedence, and
that
that
makes more
hurts.
sense. I don't use Snapchat as much. Um. All right. What other accomplishments do you have?
I don't know, but I'm glad that my snap streak with Bim is one of them. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Uh huh. What else do I have? I in senior year of high school, I had a piece of my art displayed in the U.S. Capitol for a
I was
year.
just thinking about that. Yeah. As one of
I
your
got like
accomplishments.
I got some money from that too. It was pretty sick, pretty sick. Um, I don't know. I've done art for people for events. I don't. This is it. But I'm
Is
not that
that
accomplished, Hans. I'm not where I wanted to be.
so? Who are you, JC? Like, who are you as a person?
A
Like,
failure.
no, that is absolutely not true.
I feel like I'm 21 years old and my life has already ended.
So many of my friends' birthdays were these past weeks, and
Hmm.
every time we're like, yeah, happy birthday, you're turning 21, 22. And in a response, they're like, thank you, I feel old. But
Yeah.
like, it's not old at all.
Yeah, like, and I honestly, I don't feel that old, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel old, but what I feel is a pressure that I've graduated from college, I feel like I was doing a whole lot of stuff like in high school, in college, and now I'm out of there. And it's like shit. All the stuff I was very driven to do,
Everything
that
that
drive has been
those past few
destroyed.
years were building up to
Yeah.
is
Which it's almost comforting in a way, because when I was in that headspace of like being in high school, being in college, and working, 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 and being like, I have these goals and I want to be at this place, right?
yeah.
It was I was terrified of like death, right? Like, and not like terrified, because it's not like middle school terrified of death, but I was like, I don't want to die. I want more time to like keep consuming media, consuming knowledge, and to eventually do the stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
But now here I am. I'm out of that, right? I'm not consuming as much. I'm not in classes every day.
You
I'm not
successfully
reading as
graduated from
much.
Syracuse after 3 years.
Successfully. Did I mention I got all A's, Hans? Oh
Oh, with
my
all
gosh.
A's. Very
Um,
impressive.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, but now where I am at this point, I'm past that, and I don't have the same career aspirations I once did, and I am sort of content with the fact that, like, you know what? I could die tomorrow, and like, who cares? Like, what else was I gonna do? You know? Um,
Well, think about all those people that you're gonna eventually tattoo. They
I mean, I
could
guess
have been
so, but like,
tattooed by you.
yeah, but they're gonna get tattooed anyways. They'll figure it
But
out.
by the JC Axmark Cola?
Well, if the Jacey Marcola is dead, not much I can do about that.
That's right, but
Yeah.
the
So we're working
potential.
on that.
The potential.
We're counting down the
So
days. I I got these calendars over here. I don't know if you can see them. You can't
Mm,
because of the microphone.
I cannot. Oh,
Got the checking off each
how
day.
do those
You know,
work? Oh, is it just
um, I go
little
on
strips
Google
of
Calendar.
that you
I
print?
print out the thing. I put it into Photoshop, shrink it down, print it out, put it on my wall, tape it like every 3 months, cross out each day, and eventually I'm gonna stop crossing them out when I've passed away.
Oh, that came to a very sad ending right there.
Well, it doesn't have to be sad. Why would my death be sad? Why does it have to be
Well,
sad?
because we're here to celebrate life,
Yeah,
and
when I die,
and
celebrate my life. Be like, God damn, you see what he did in those first 21 years? It was cool.
all right, Jacey. I mentioned tattooing, and earlier this week I texted you about you making a private snap story for tattooing.
Hmm.
I really want this because I'm really intrigued by your
Yeah.
tattooing journey. Like it can't be the start anymore because you've already gotten a few weeks in or
Yeah,
months
but
in.
it's like a couple months in, and like, but it's been very minimal practice, and that like one of those months was basically me like it was holidays, and I didn't really do that stuff because I wasn't really here. And then also too, I don't have an apprenticeship. I don't have all this stuff where like that I should have and be learning and being able to like get to where I want to be in that world as quickly as I want to get there. So it's a very slow process, and honestly, like I might as well be like a weekend.
So another thing, like with that snap story, with
Yeah,
it's not. So you told me that you were already taking pictures with it of your of what you're doing,
yeah.
and so if you want to look back, you could just scroll through your albums, right? Snap, if it's a dedicated story,
I mean, yeah.
you can
I
tap
don't
on
know.
that too. And the
I
other
can
thing
show
is
you.
if people in the future also ask, hey, what does your tattooing look
Yeah.
like and how is it going? Or like, I want to stay updated with it, then you could just add them to the story.
Yeah, absolutely. And like when I'm at that point where, because hopefully I'm not on fake skin for forever, right? Like hopefully it's on people soon enough. Right? I already
Yeah.
got Wilson lined up, right? Grayson's brother. He's signed up.
Wait,
He's
fake
ready to go.
skin? I thought you've been using like real skin that you've taken from graveyards and stuff.
From graveyards.
Yeah, yeah. Or like the
Well, it's tough because the body has to be so fresh, man.
oh.
So fresh.
Or what is the place called where people take
A morgue. I think a
a
morgue is
morgue?
what you're looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You don't take it
I
from
mean, I
there?
could go in there. I mean, I could. I'm not opposed to it. I just haven't really thought of it. But you bring up good
Uh,
ideas.
yeah, okay. So what
Yeah.
were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, it's all been on fake skin and stuff like that, and it's been a very slow process of learning. And like, I mean, I can show you some stuff, but it's all like crowded onto like these very small things of fake skin.
So,
It just it's bad. It's bad is what it is.
is it
But
expensive, this fake skin?
not real. I thought it was, but it's like double sided and stuff like that, and it comes in like 3 packs, so it's not that
How
bad.
thick
But
is it?
hold on.
Oh, okay. He's all right. Well, guys, that's been it. Welcome, or yeah, thanks for watching. Oh, he's back. Never mind. Welcome back, JC.
You're leaving this all in, I assume, right?
All of it. You
Let's
think I
go.
put in effort to cutting stuff out?
You know what? No, you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point. Um, let's see. So there's gonna be a lot of shit on here, okay, of what I'm about to show you. But you have to realize that this was very early on stages, and I'm still in very early on
Yeah,
stages. But
yeah.
okay, okay. Here's some stuff. There's like a skull, heart. We got a little
Art,
Bambi going on. I
Bambi. Uh
hate
huh.
those fucking eyes. Those eyes I want to get rid of. The flower sucks. Little luchador. I'm cool with the luchador. I like the bird skull. I like the vulture skull. Right.
Yeah, it's nice. Large.
Um, we're gonna cover this one up. But we all human skull too, like stuff like that where I'm getting comfortable and it's like more my art
So
style.
you like drawing
I'm
skulls?
okay with. I do like drawing skulls, but not just skulls. Don't ignore the blue ones because those haven't been tattooed yet. But like
Okay.
little baby cow, Brett the Hitman heart, this it's stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's awesome though.
Yeah,
What? How is your
whatever.
experience with it compared to regular drawing?
No, it's a different medium. It's just it's a learning curve, and it's a lot easier to learn when you have someone teaching you.
What you can't do
Especially when there's
without.
like so much that goes into it. Because like drawing is just like one, I've been doing it since I was like 5, but also it's you have an eraser and you have a pencil and maybe like a brush to blend with. So it's
Yeah,
not that
yeah.
much going on. But with the tattoo machine, there are so many different parts and it's a big process. So it's just learning it all and
All
getting
right.
used to it. So
Well,
it's not that interesting.
for the viewers out there, if you want to stay up to date with JC's tattooing journey,
You can go to hell.
oh, he'll probably be updating us along the way in the Boy Oh Boy podcast.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, every once in a while when they're not talking about everything
Boy, oh boy,
else.
I don't know
Yeah,
what we talked about.
I don't either. It's just a lot. Um, a lot of nothing. Well,
That's a great, yeah, that's a great K-Flay song, by the way. It's just a lot.
it's
It's
just a lot.
so good. I was in a it was like the start of the pandemic, right? Maybe not the start of the pandemic. It was like a couple months into the pandemic. And I heard that song on in a Ross. Why it was at a Ross like
At
3
a
months after the
Ross.
pandemic
Wow.
started? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, but I was, and the song came on, and I was like, "That's K-Flay's voice." And then I found it on Spotify. It's so nice.
That's
That's all.
cool. That's
That's all.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, all right. I'm gonna go into the questions that I've been asking everybody who showed up so far.
Oh, I thought you were wrapping up Stream a
No,
Day or
well,
Pod a Day or
but
not.
oh my goodness, your stream a day. That would be insane.
There's a guy, Co-Star, used to do Stream a Day. He used to be on the Minecraft server, and he did it for like
Ah.
400 some odd days. It's crazy.
Graded stream a day for when he
Yeah,
started.
very
Yeah.
unintentionally. Yeah, yeah.
um, so first question is, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Oh God, you know, sometimes Grayson invites me to go hang out with like some of his friends that I don't know because he's lived in Austin for these many many years that I haven't, and now I'm here in Austin.
I'm
So
sorry,
he's
what
invited. He's like,
conspiracy are they
hey,
a part of?
we'll get there. We'll
Kidding.
get there.
Tell us the
Um,
story. Yeah, yeah,
And it's like it's nice and all, and the people are cool, but like it's definitely not my scene, my circle,
yeah. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
I don't
these
think I
are
would enjoy or like
I think you could. I think you
really.
could. Yeah, because they're very like it's all like intellectuals and they're
Well,
having thoughtful conversations about technology and politics and blah 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 blah. And it's like I don't know, I just want to have fun. And it's like and they're like they're lighthearted people to an extent. But one of the point is the first one I went to at Grayson,
is this the one
dude
at the
went
trailer park?
around. No, 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 we've never had one at a trailer
Oh, I thought
park,
you guys
believe it or
did.
not.
Or the
We had
food
went
truck
to a food
park.
truck.
That's
Food truck, a little different, a little tiny bit different from a trailer
well, they're all
park.
trailers, food trailers.
But no, this was in, like, some building on the UT
Okay.
campus, and, he went around and he asked that question, "What's your favorite conspiracy theory?" And, God, I don't
I think this was
know.
around the time when Doc was also doing the um Omegle nights
Mhm.
with some of us, and that was one of the questions that we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like and you know what? I was asked the question. This was back in, like, August. I still don't have a good answer. I don't have a
No,
funny answer.
it
No.
doesn't have to be funny. Okay. Well,
Well,
I
then I'm
mean,
just gonna seem
that's
like a
okay.
lunatic.
Well, you
I
already
don't This is a
are.
no-win situation. I'm either
Play into that
unfunny or
character.
fucking insane. What what do I think is a conspiracy theory? I don't I don't I don't know.
You don't
Is there like a
know.
wrestling one? I could come up with some really messed up wrestling ones, but I don't wanna
Come
do that. It's
up
not gonna
with
be
it.
funny. Yeah, I could just they're like there's this okay, I don't wanna talk about this because this is messed up.
This is
But
okay. That's okay. We can
there's
move
a
on.
there's no, no, we've gone to this
JC's not a
level.
conspiracy
We've taken the
theorist,
step
and
in.
okay.
We've taken the step in. There's a wrestler who from 2006 who he was very famous. He was world champion in WWE. His name was Chris Benoit. Okay, and Chris Benoit, again, one of the biggest names in pro wrestling at the time. One day, he decided he was going to murder his wife and child and then kill himself. So doubles murder suicide is what he did on his family. Um, and there's a conspiracy theory that he actually did not do it. Instead, it was the wife's ex-husband, Kevin Sullivan, who was also a wrestler. And so this is the only conspiracy theory I've like like listen to a lot
How
of stuff on.
how much do you believe into that?
No, not at all. It's
Not
so
at all.
ridiculous. Like, it's
Okay.
not even close to being believable, but I
Uh-huh.
think it's so insane that someone just liked Chris Benoit so much, they made up
That
a
they
story that, like, come on. That's dumb.
okay. Okay. Well, semi interesting at that.
But I don't wanna smear the good name of Kevin Sullivan, you know? I would
Yeah,
never.
yeah. Absolutely. Well, the other question is uh do you have a favorite Mandela effect that you've
Oh, shoot, I heard
is
this question on the
yeah.
Chargle episode.
Mm-hmm.
Mandela effect?
Bernstein
This one's
Bears.
tough. Berenstain Bears is a classic, you know? Like, that's an absolute classic. I think the one that's most insane to me, like, and I don't fall into it, like, I don't have a recollection of it, is, like, the idea that Sinbad did a genie movie. Like, you know that one, right?
No, I haven't heard of this one.
Oh my, it's, like, one of the big ones. It's, like, that's right up there with Berenstain Bears. Berenstain Bears, yeah. It's because you know the movie Shazam,
Yeah.
correct? Okay. The idea is there's that movie, the genie, African American man, right? Is Shaquille O'Neal in Shazam? Who's in Shazam? I honestly don't know.
I don't
I know it's not Sinbad though. Shazam movie. Or is it Kazam? Shazam is like the superhero. He's not African American. It's
yeah,
Kazam.
Kazam.
It
Kazam's
is
what you're
Shaq,
talking
okay.
about.
It's Shaq, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Shaq is in Kazam, and I think the idea is that people, for whatever reason, just as they've grown older, have convinced themselves that it was not Shaq and it was not Kazam. Instead, it was some other genie movie with Sinbad in it,
Huh.
and they're and it could but they say, "No, it's I'm not confusing with Shaq and Kazam because I remember that movie too, but there was also one with Sinbad." And it's just but there are so many people that think this, and it's just such a weird thing for so many people to believe, and
Huh.
yeah, poor Sinbad.
I had not heard of this one actually. There is an entire wiki on the Mandela effect. Did you
Oh,
know
I
that?
think there's more than a wiki, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you mean on a wiki page, you mean like a whole, like
No,
a wiki or okay.
like the fandom.com. There's a
Yeah.
whole wiki with sub postings for
I'm
Mandela
very
effect.
surprised. You've been doing VidADay for how long now, and you haven't heard about the Sinbad Kazam?
Well,
Shazam.
you're third person. You're number 3.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'm a little bit offended I wasn't number 1. I'm a little hurt.
Well, at least this entire thing is getting uploaded, unlike Chargle's.
You know, but you
There was a
say
whole
that, but this
40 minutes
video
that just wasn't there.
could corrupt. This video could very well
Oh no,
corrupt.
it's not going to because
I
OBS is
am
trustworthy.
I disagree. I am waiting on that improv to come out between you and Chargle, okay? I've been sitting on the edge of my seat just waiting in
That's not coming
anticipation.
out.
Well, that's part of my thinking, is it was it so goddamn bad Hans was like quality control? Or was it, oh no, we actually lost the footage? Or like was it the camera wasn't recorded? I don't know. It has to be a
I can show
situation.
you the file. It's on the Chargle
Oh my
a
goodness.
video list, but it's not there. I mean, the footage isn't working.
So there is a file and the file is not functioning.
Yep.
And if the file were functioning, you would have uploaded it.
There you go. We
Oh,
got
watch.
it's 4 videos right there.
Mhm.
I
Which one is
think
it? Which one is it? Which one is it?
this one doesn't work at all.
Oh no. Why so many? Were you using a DSLR?
Nope, it was my phone camera. I think
That's
I
weird.
had the wrong settings set for recording and it just took up so much file space on my phone
Mhm.
that
I'm a big fan of the folder titled Funky Photos. That's cool.
oh, you want to check it out?
Oh, cool. Those are quite funky.
Yep.
Wow.
No, I had just edited this one where it's a GIF, it's not gonna work. Okay. For the Discord server that I'm in with friends.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm,
Sad to know I'm
mm-hmm.
not included in friends, but it's fine.
You're there.
It's fine.
You're in that server.
It's fine.
Give me a second. Let me double check that you're in here. Steven's in
It's
it.
fine. Yeah,
And if
Steven's
you're
not
not,
me.
and if you're not in here, I don't know why you're
I'm a
not.
different person from Steven. So different. Guys, my hair's a
Jacey, you're getting an
mess.
invite to the server right now, and if you want
My
to
hair's a
join
mess. That's
Party
so
3,
hurtful. Oh my god. I just
what?
learned you've had a Discord server for so long for your friends, and I'm not even
I swear you were in here for Among Us one time. This is why the server was created.
So messed. I don't even know if I want to join now. Oh, I joined on
Well, you
accident.
joined.
Yeah. My bad.
There, you get a
What
sub.
the hell ever. This sucks. I just
Is
feel
Gray
hurt.
still in here? Gray's not in here.
I
He
feel hurt.
probably
I
left.
feel left out.
No, you should be happy that Gray's not in here.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna
Oh,
mute
he
this
is in
right
here.
for 15
Never mind.
minutes.
Okay.
I'll show you.
So JC, the last thing that I want to talk about, because
Yeah, please.
you're gonna be in future VidAdays as well.
Of course.
Of course. What did we just do? Not just do. What did we do before talking after the thing that we met, all got together here tonight for?
That question really threw me off.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
why
I
are we
think I
here
get
in
the
the first
point.
place?
I think I understand.
Why are we here in the first place?
We're here
On
in
Discord.
the first place because well,
Not because
these are
why
two
we
different
exist as
questions.
humans.
Well, no, that's another question. There are so many questions I could answer here, Hans, and I plan to get to all of them.
Oh boy.
But to start with the most relevant, we're here
Yes.
because we received a text message like last week from our dear sweet
Uh-huh.
friend Chargle, former VidADay guest,
Mhm.
and she said, "Hoodwinked watch party when?" And
Yes.
I said, "Friend time when?" or "study time when?" One of the two. And then there was no response for like a week. Okay, and then eventually the week unfolds, and here we are. We did a hoodwinked watch party. This is the basis for it.
Hoodwinked. What do you think of the movie? You drew the entire time.
Yeah, I wasn't that interested. It I'm not good at
Yeah,
watching movies over Discord. I'll be honest. I'm really not good at it. I like
it's
talking over
we
Discord.
have yeah, it's definitely nice for communication more. Like
Yeah.
in movies too, in person, there is just more enjoyable. But nonetheless, we watched Hoodwinked. I think there may be a Hoodwinked 2 watch party down the line.
Let's go.
I don't know what. Actually, Chargle hadn't even heard of it, so maybe not.
It was so tough for me though because Grayson was streaming it for all of us, and I was on a good I heard the audio in real
You
time,
should have.
but the video was on like a
You
20
should have
second
just
delay.
watched the video separately.
I should have, but then I would have had to be like, "Hey guys, what's our timestamp?" or blah, blah, blah. It's just
That's fine.
whatever.
Or you just try to sync it up with the audio. That was in
No.
real time.
That's
Anyways,
simply too much work. I wasn't really watching the movie anyways. It would have been so
no,
much
you
effort
weren't.
for what?
It's a YouTube
For
link.
what? Whatever.
You're fine.
Whatever.
Whatever. It is past. It is past. My thoughts on it. It was just.
I didn't
It's
ask.
interesting. Well, it's not your show.
No, this is your show. This is your show. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad.
I think it just exists for me. It had good songs. The animation was whack, but it exists.
I take umbrage.
I like the storytelling
fact
for
you
it.
said the songs were good.
What?
Maybe you know what? We disagree, and that's okay.
For the
Or I'm
songs?
allowed to disagree with someone. Yeah.
It was all rock songs.
Yeah. Sure.
Except for the one time when Red sang. Yeah.
How do I?
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to make it this new server I'm a part of go away from my sidebar because I know I'm never going to use it because I don't even know what the server is.
It's just this. No. Okay, JC. This Saturday.
No one even wants me in here.
This Saturday. Okay, look on the left bar. Do you see one event right there?
No. I don't.
Click.
I see a bunch of rooms. Oh, there's
Above
one
that,
event
above
that's at the
that.
top.
Yeah, one
Okay.
event. So this is party 3, and it's me setting up a event
Mm-hmm.
for an arbitrary day and time. This one is
Mm-hmm.
going to be, I think, this Saturday at 7:30 boy time.
That's so exciting.
I might have changed it to 7 o'clock boy time.
Thank you for operating on Boy Oh Boy time.
You are allowed to join because it is
Oh
an
wow, that's
arbitrary
such an
event.
honor.
You are invited to join because it's a. You can click interested if you want to join, and you'll get a notification when it starts. But no, I set these
Woo!
things up so people on the server actually show up to stuff because we used to play a lot for Among Us, and then after that we played other games. We have Minecraft. That's where the other Minecraft server is, with some of these people. And without these events, I don't think we would be hanging out a lot more than uh, uh, we do. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
uh, that's not a great welcome. Do you see his Cameron's message right there?
Cameron's message.
He
No,
says, "Oh, great, this guy."
oh, I messed up.
Well, um,
There we go.
anyways, we are already 36 minutes into this.
That's
I
what,
don't
like the
have
halfway point.
any. Huh?
Oh,
Yeah, halfway point.
okay.
That's where Boy would be. Halfway point.
Well, that's generous.
Yeah. Especially after the BIM episode and Chargle episode.
Those weeks when Grayson and I don't talk much, like throughout, it's always just such a long Boy Oh Boy.
Oh
We,
right.
we just don't shut up. We simply don't. It's tough. It's a problem.
Where was it that I was listening and you guys, was it you guys that were talking about how at the start you didn't talk during the weeks just so you can have the conversation for the episode?
Yeah, it was something to that
When
effect.
did this happen? Was it your last episode?
No, I think
Or
that was just like us hanging out. We said that, or maybe it was on Grayson's
or
stream
oh,
last
that was on
night.
this, okay.
Yeah,
On his
we're like,
stream.
and I don't think that's true. I don't think it was ever like, oh, let's not hang out. But it was like I knew for sure like if something happened that I was
Topics.
excited about,
Mhm.
like whereas before the podcast, which I only knew Grayson for like a little, like not even a year before we started the podcast. But if something exciting happened, I would tell him immediately, right? I'd text
Wow, you
him like,
guys went quickly in your
yeah,
relationship. Yeah,
hell yeah. Well, I
move
had no
fast.
friends beforehand, so it's
Oh,
tough. Yeah. Um, and it went from okay, no, this will be good for the podcast. Podcast.
I guess.
Podcast.
Gotcha.
Hmm. So it's
You
like
don't do that anymore, right?
no, there are still things I won't tell him about till the podcast. Like if it's
Uh,
really important, I mean, I don't care.
yeah. You.
We can just have the conversation again.
Someone
But like,
died. You won't tell him until the
yeah,
podcast.
wait, it's good content, you know.
Yeah.
But
First reactions. Mhm.
yeah, but then there are like just topics where I'm like, I could talk to him about this now, or I could just wait, and I'll just wait.
Gotcha. Um, the other thing on my list in my head is this next Saturday. Is it next Saturday?
Dude, I don't even know if that's gonna happen. I was gonna like,
He's been telling everybody that it's happening.
oh, he has. I haven't heard him
Yeah,
in promoting it. Okay, that's exciting. That's good news. Then yeah, it's
yeah.
happening.
Next Saturday. Um, it's also my friend's. Oh, I shouldn't say this because it's a surprise.
You're throwing your
Ugh.
friend Cameron a surprise birthday party.
Yep, that's totally it. Um,
Sorry,
I'm
Cameron.
hanging out with Cameron earlier that day for Pikmin Community Day.
Wow.
Um, I know, very exciting stuff. Um,
I'm getting together with a lot of my friends also for Pikmin.
for Pikmin Book.
Yes,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yep. Oh, but did you hear Cameron is now my cameraman whenever I ask him to help me out?
Wow, that's exciting. It's just like he has at
Yeah.
the drop of a dime. He's committed. He's
No, one of
contractually
the
obligated.
VidADays was his interview actually,
Oh,
and we
let's
interviewed
put this
him.
light back on. By the way, I'm feeling a little self-conscious. Okay.
You look
Look
great
how
without
pretty
the.
I am. I look great now.
YouTube's gonna screw up the processing so much.
It's okay.
All right, all right. Yeah. So Howard's Open Championship knockout
Yeah, of course.
is this
Howard's Open
February
Championship
12th.
knockout, of course, is coming up February 12th. It's gonna be coming up on the Twitch channel, and
He
it's
should
gonna
stream to YouTube.
feature. He really should. I've been telling him for forever now. But the point is, Coward's Open Championship Knockout is going to be an incredible event. So many massive matches taking place that night. The first ever title defense from Bert the Bear, our current Cowards Unwelcome champion. The entire first ever Cowards Unwelcome New Toys tournament is going to be taking place, where we crown the first ever new toy who will earn themselves a spot in the Unwelcome tournament. And whenever we do the next cuck. Um, so there's a lot to look forward to. A lot of big names like Sabian, Sheep Honk Honk, Drew, Doc Overscore, Bert the Bear, Chargle, Bim. The list goes on and on. But most importantly, VidADay's own Hans Anonymous. You're gonna be there.
I will be there, and I'm gonna
I
destroy this
imagine
time.
you won't be hosting the pre-show this time, given your other activities.
No, because yeah, I'll be busy.
That sucks. That was my favorite part. This is horrible.
Ah, shoot. I was even thinking about it the other day, like, oh, I'm gonna do a pre-show just like I've always done, but dang it.
Alas,
Unless you guys want to move the show.
just for the pre-show.
Yeah.
What did you
No,
pre-record the
don't.
pre-show? And that can be your VidADay.
A lot of it is creating the hype for the live show
We'll run it on
because
Grayson's stream before the show starts. You won't be able to interact with people, but we can like pretend. We'll have like Steven in a Discord call with you, and he'll like just type. It'll be great. It'll work.
I don't know. Well, I'll try to. I'll come up with something.
I
Come up with
love signing
something.
Hans up for things he didn't ask for. It's cool, and I imagine it makes
No,
him feel
this
great.
this is our friendship now, right now, because I'm signing you up for stuff with potential VidADay stuff, and then you're doing the same.
But it's in the name of creativity and friendship, of course.
Of
No
course.
personal gain.
None at all.
No.
What is VidADay? I have no clue. And times like this when I am lazy to edit a video, tomorrow's video, this is what you guys get.
Just a podcast. This is a podcast.
Yeah. This is literally, it's a video podcast.
That's exciting. This is my first video. Well, no, it's not.
No,
It's one
you
of my
guys
first
tried
video
once. Yeah.
podcasts. We tried a couple times. Let's be real
A couple
honest about it.
times?
Boy, oh boy, tried a couple times to do video podcast, and each time Grayson was a coward.
He has a
you know.
fear of video podcasts.
He has a fear of incriminating himself on tape. That's what I think it is.
Because of video, I have
Because of
gotten so much more comfortable with myself. But like
In general.
I'll notice my appearance mostly because of video. But because of editing, my voice. But my appearance, it's slowly getting there. I'm growing confidence. But yeah, it's great. It's great.
I'll say, because like again, I've been doing the podcast for so long at this point, but like when we started it like 5 years ago, it was that thing that you hear everybody say like, oh, I can't listen to my voice, I hate my voice, I hate hearing my voice. And I've edited so many of these things that's like, no, it's just my voice.
It's just your voice. Exactly.
Boy, oh boy. I will go back and listen to old episodes of Boy Oh Boy just because like it's like, oh, where was I at in life 3 years ago, Or
Yeah.
like when I was a senior in high school. And it's just it can be nice. I hate the early episodes because I was in my Invisalign treatment, getting my teeth all straightened, and so I wore a retainer all hours of the day for like a year. And I decided that was the time to start a podcast. And it's so obvious that like there's something on my teeth, and it's so
I
obnoxious.
didn't notice. Or maybe if I
But
listen back now, I would notice. But
because I started the podcast with them on, so like that would have been your only exposure to me and my voice.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Whereas, but I think you would notice now if you go back and listen. I hate it. But the point is, I got comfortable with that. Personal appearance. Oh, we're not there yet.
I mean,
I would say like, oh, we're getting there. No, we're not.
You're developing it now too, especially with your hair.
Oh, hell yeah, the curly girl routine?
With the help of Bim, yeah.
Yeah, this is not the day or time
No,
to
it's
be
not.
recording myself. I
Earlier
spent
today,
well,
when you
yeah.
joined the Discord, it was better.
Well, I had 2 people harassing me, telling me I need to part it down the middle, and so I tried, and it didn't go well. Um,
I don't know if your hair would look good with a part down the middle. But I don't know. Maybe I just don't have the right judgment, and Bim and Chargil, they're better at
I'll trust, like,
telling.
Bim with, like, how to take care of hair,
Hmm.
but, like, as far as, like, end game, like,
How it
appearance,
looks,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to take in multiple sources, you know? I know I won't trust Grayson, you know?
He has DX. Oh, why am I blurry? There am I. Oh, I should turn off that
That's embarrassing.
autofocus.
This is your own show, and you just
I know, right?
flubs like that, difficulties like that, that's you shouldn't have that. I'm a big deal.
Yeah. No. Yes.
I am.
I'm turning off autofocus right now.
Thank goodness. We can't have something like that happen
There we
again.
go. Okay.
If that does happen again, Hans, I'm out of here. That's it. This interview's over.
You know what, JC?
Yeah?
Why can't I? Oh, oh.
Well, now it's intentional, okay? And it feels like you're trying to get me out of here, like you want to end the VidADay. But you know what? I want this VidADay to go another hour, so it's past midnight by the time we actually finish it. So there's just simply no way for you to do it on time. That's
How
what I
long is
want.
that? That's another
I want to
two
hold
hours.
VidADay
You're gonna have to
hostage.
talk for
Oh, for
another two
you,
hours.
you're fine. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. I can do it. Hans, I can sit here and talk to you for like the next 48 hours, and that's I. It's an exaggeration to an extent, but I know I could. You know?
I know I could too.
Okay,
Um,
let's do it.
yeah, let's do it. All right. Well,
Actually, I've ran out of topics. I don't.
oh
Um.
shoot.
Oh
Um,
shoot. Um. So like, it's been snowing.
uh,
Um.
it's been Arizona.
mm,
How is the
mm.
snow? Is it? It's not winter storm snow, right?
Well, it's snow from like that big winter storm that's happening,
On the
but
East
like,
Coast, though, or
um,
unless
I think there's
I don't know
another
how
one.
is
There's a
it's.
separate one, I think, coming through Middle America. I
Gotcha.
think because I know Kentucky got messed up, and Kentucky is not in the East as far as I'm aware.
Nope. Well,
Uh,
not as far east. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. Well, I guess yeah, everything's east to you. That's
No,
embarrassing.
my entire life has been West United States.
That's what I don't under people say Midwest. The Midwest is not the Midwest. The Midwest is in the East. What?
Yeah, it
Makes no sense.
it's the Midwest to people in the East
It makes no
because
sense.
it's yeah.
But I
Anyways,
guess they started the country. They get to determine that stuff. And that's fair enough.
it's wrong though.
Yeah,
People can
no, I would
change
agree.
names.
I would agree.
Well, uh, JC, are you? Is a lot of your time taken up now by work?
Um, I wouldn't say so because I right now I'm working part-time because I was in grad school and I did a semester of grad school and I was like, you know what?
You're just
I
gonna stick with
don't
that
want
schedule?
to do grad school. And well, then basically I've stuck with it since. And then because it was never an option for me to switch to full time, right? Like I
Oh,
took it as a
okay.
part time job. And then my boss came to me the other day and was like, "Hey, we're hiring more people. We would like you to work 4 days of the week." And I said, "Okay, that's cool." So in like 2 weeks, I'll start working full time. And she's also gonna bump my pay. So let's go.
Hey, okay, okay.
But I don't know if I should say this public. Well, no one knows who I am. But I've also
But
just
you're
been
so
with
accomplished.
you know, you're right. You're right. Everyone's gonna see this. This is gonna get back to my boss. Shit. I've been on the job search, the job hunt for like the past week and a half because
Oh, I shouldn't be saying this on a video too, but I've been on a job search too. Yeah,
yo.
awesome.
Um, yeah, and so I've just been applying to a bunch of stuff. I've reached out to a couple of my old professors to see if they could like give me any advice, guidance, and because I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, is tattooing a thing that I want to do and pursue? Yes, absolutely. But that is a thing I will probably need to do in addition to like a full-time job. Because again,
Right.
I've almost been out of college for a year now. And so like my grace period is almost up, right? Because again, I graduated a year early. So in my mind, like anything I did in
This
this
is a
first year,
mental grace period, by the way.
it doesn't felt like it. I'll tell you that much. It's not felt like it. But I can in hindsight convince myself, okay, it's fine. that you fucked up your first year after college and started grad school and moved to Austin despite realizing that's not actually something you want to do. Um, but now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, tattooing, if you want to do that, absolutely. But it's probably not going to be a thing you can pursue
It's
full
not
time, right?
self-sustainable.
Not immediately. No, not
Mhm.
not immediately. It absolutely is a sustainable job and everything like that. But that's if you have the resources and the time and all that stuff to
Okay,
transition
yeah.
to there. And part of that is for me because just like I don't have the connections that I need. I don't have this apprenticeship. Um, I will need to do it, like, in addition to, like, actual work, which I kind of enjoy. I don't whenever I do one thing, I get tired of it, so if I have multiple things, that'll be cool,
Yeah,
and so
you
I
won't get
figure,
bored
okay,
of it.
if I need to work a full-time job or if I it's not even need, if I want to work a full-time job right now, do I really wanna do it? Like, because my current job is like in the mental health field because that's like sort of the direction I was going in with grad school, right? And I took that job for that reason. So do I really want to stick with this job in a field that that I'm no longer pursuing? Or if I'm going the full-time route, do I want to instead look for a job in something that I'm going to be more genuinely interested in and something that my degree is applicable and relevant toward? So I've been looking at a lot of broadcast journalism jobs and radio jobs around the country because like I'm at a point too, like I went off to school in New York, across the country from my family in Texas, and
Yep.
that was a very rough transition for me. And over those like 3 years, I learned like, shoot, I really appreciate my family a lot more than I thought I did, and being around them and family time and stuff like that. And now I've been here for a year, and the pendulum has swung the other way. And I'm like, okay, I
Oh,
love
okay.
family still, but like it doesn't need to be the end all be all. You know,
You're
maybe we
right.
can focus on other stuff. You know, and it's good to have there, and they're always going to be there. But like, also, you don't
Be your
need
own
to be
person
attached to
too.
it.
Mhm.
Exactly. And so I'm less locked into the idea of like I need to be in Texas, San Antonio, Austin right now to be around family. And I'm more open to like, yeah, if there's a job in Pennsylvania or New York or DC or Seattle, like sure, I'll
They'll move
go
out.
someplace. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know, like
me
why
too.
not?
I think I came to that conclusion as well.
That's cool.
Looking into the near future when I'm post graduation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Um, and so yeah, that's basically I just been looking at again like all of the different radio opportunities, podcasting opportunities with like big networks because like that's what I think I'm most qualified for. And again, so I don't waste my degree. Like it's
Another
not going to be a
thing,
super high paying job, but at least my degree will have earned me the ability to do it.
yeah, your degree will help with getting places.
Hmm.
But another thing, or one thing that they really emphasized during the boot camp this past Saturday that I went to, coding boot camp, was
Hmm.
that a lot of the employees there, you could tell the boot camp was like a promo for their company, but like they had good stories to tell too. And a
Hmm.
lot of some of the stories that the people were telling were like, yeah, I graduated college in animation looking to do animation for Disney, and now he's actually doing something completely different,
Hmm.
and his path just took him somewhere else. So like, and that's just one of the examples that they had, and
Yeah. Yeah. No,
now
I'm
he's like the
very
director of stuff. So the path doesn't have to be
yeah, and
so
I'm very
linear.
at peace with that where it's like because again my career trajectory like if you ask 17, 18-year-old me it was like yeah, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna get my degree in broadcast journalism, I'm gonna make all these connections in the world of professional wrestling, I'm gonna work for all these indie promotions, I'm gonna get a job in journalism after school and continue to work for the indie promotions, and eventually that somehow parlays into working for the WWE. You figure it out. And then I
You have
realized
the
shoot,
connections.
wrestling sucks and also I don't want to work for WWE. So combination of those things, they really they
That
screw up your
is,
life.
why didn't you make this realization?
I don't know, and part of me is like, and I've said it a lot, like over the past couple years, is like, oh, I'm so upset, blah 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 blah. Like I wasted all this time, it was a waste.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, no, because like I love the education I got. I love the
Okay.
3 years I spent at Syracuse. And I love that like me being so interested in wrestling gave me an outlet and like something I could be very passionate about for that period of time. Because without that, I don't think I have the work ethic that I have now. I don't think I'm there's no way I'm the same person that I am now, right? And like if I didn't have something to direct that energy toward, it wouldn't have been used, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so it gave me an outlet for that kind of stuff, and I'm in the process of looking for what that outlet is for me now at age 21.
I gotcha. One of my questions was going to be, so do you regret any of the education that you've done? But we got the answer, which is
Yeah,
not. Yeah, you're happy with it.
yeah, and
Um,
I think part of that too. I don't know how deep you want to get here, Hans, but let's dive into my past, right?
VidADay, I don't
I
have a definition for VidADay anymore.
Let's go.
It used to
Uh,
be the only rule was no vlogging, but
mhm.
I've gone over
We've
that.
broken that. We've destroyed that rule. But this is different.
This isn't
We're
even a
back.
vlog either.
Well,
This is
yeah, this is a podcast.
yeah.
This- That's what this is.
Uh huh.
But the idea too is like, no, I don't regret the education because one, I learned so much in communications, which is something I'm very interested in, and broadcasting, which is something I'm very interested in, and psychology, which like, while I know I don't necessarily want to be a counselor anymore, I still love psychology and I'm very interested in it. So like, I got this cool education, and part of me being a communications major at one of the best communication school in the country is that like it helped me get over so much social stuff that I used to deal with, where like I struggled so bad with social anxiety and like talking to people and all this sort of stuff that my being a broadcasting major forced me to confront and just sort of get over, which again I don't think I would have done, or maybe not done as quickly without. So do not regret it.
The camera feels really laggy.
Well, this feels a little hurtful. I'm spilling my heart for you and you're
I
just
and
distracted
I
by
can't
your
help
own
but notice that
personal
me moving
appearance,
around.
not just
But
like I don't
I
get
do want
caught
to
up in my own
say,
appearance ever.
JC. Oh, okay. um, I think that's what VidADay is forcing me to do.
Mhm.
And so it's not just like it's not your direction of a proper educational channel, but
Yeah.
this is my way of getting better at talking,
Yeah.
being in front of a camera, and all that stuff. And I think it's gonna take time because I still suck at it. I take so long of a break between stuff I say. It's not good.
But
But
these are things you work on. Like, legitimately, like, part of what was so helpful for me is, like, in the early days of Boy Oh Boy, when we started the
yeah,
podcast, at the time, again, broadcasting was 100% the route I wanted to go down, and like podcasting, wrestling, commentating, all that kind of stuff. So I was very particular and focused on, like, I need to listen back to these podcasts, figure out all the things I'm doing wrong, and try to correct them. And I was very big on that for like at least the first couple years of the podcast. So there were so many like idiosyncrasies of mine that I've tried to like cut back on and just yeah get rid of and I've stopped that over time as I've just become more comfortable as a person. But like there are things like especially with my speech pattern that I've had to course correct. So
especially
I
with
yeah
Grayson judging all the
exactly
time.
so judgmental, so hurtful. He's an intimidating guy. He can beat me up, snap my neck at any given moment, and that's terrifying.
But he's not that kind of person, right? He's not a
You say
Lenny.
that until he fucking snaps my neck. It's
Oh,
not Lenny, no, because Lenny didn't do it out of spite. Grayson would knowingly snap my neck.
he's not that kind of person.
He wouldn't hug me and accidentally break my neck. Grayson would get mad and break my neck. If that were to happen. If a neck breaking were to happen, it probably wouldn't be, accidental.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it here first. If you see Jacý Cola in the news for his neck being snapped, and they don't know who did it, who done it,
We know.
we know, we know.
We know. It was him.
We're painting JC's death right now.
Yeah. But, like,
Um.
honestly, like, I don't if someone wants to snap my neck, go for it.
We're
If that's
back
gonna
to
make you
we're back to
happy,
you
if
dying.
but no, if that's gonna make someone happy, go for it. Once my neck is snapped, I'm never gonna think
I feel
about it
like that's gonna
ever
make
again.
the
I'm not
only
gonna hold
person
a
that would
grudge.
make happen is Grayson because he's doing it, right?
Well, yeah, if he's the one snapping the neck, and again, if that's gonna bring him the most happiness, he has my permission. Like,
Oh,
I'll still fight back, like, just instinctually, but I'm not gonna fight back that hard. Like, I'll put up enough of a fight for it to look believable that I wanted to live. But, like, at the end of the day, come on. If if someone's that passionate about taking my life, go for it.
all right, all right. So JC, this past winter, um, from the days leading up to New Year's and then the week after New Year's was
Yeah,
our New York trip, right?
of course.
That was the second time I had seen you in person.
Yes, it was.
And the first, mm, would you say it was the first time that you've met up with strangers online, aka BIM and W, at a distance
Well,
as well, I guess?
sure. I mean, I don't. Do you count yourself as a stranger? Because like I didn't know you before. Like we met that one time.
We
Like
met
we
in
knew each other through the
August.
internet. Yeah,
Yeah, but that was the only other time. Besides
we
me, I
knew each
guess,
other
then.
on the internet through a real life connection, which is I think
Yes,
the difference. Whereas Bim and W, we met
it was
strictly
through
through the internet. Yeah,
mm,
through YouTube,
to
which
YouTube.
is very cool. Um, and so yeah, I think that's the first time. Yeah,
Okay.
and I've had
Ha-
like friends and stuff in the past be like, "Oh, when I'm in Texas, we'll hang out," and it's like it doesn't happen.
yeah. I've reached out to a friend that I knew back in 6th grade, I think,
Hmm.
and he now lives in Texas. He moved to
Oh,
Texas like junior high, or
mhm.
I think junior high, and so I haven't seen him since. But he was one of my best friends during that time,
Yeah,
and so I reached out to him saying, "Hey, we should hang out. I've gone to Texas twice in the past year. There's a chance that I just go back again, and
yeah,
so hey, I should hey, we should hang out when I go down next time." And so
that's cool.
we'll see if that
Yeah,
happens. But for something like the New York trip, the Chargle birthday bash, how do you
of
feel about
course.
doing something like that?
And like on
Like
a general level, like what do you mean?
on a level of doing something like that. So general, but just the idea of an
Like the idea of a
event,
trip or the idea of
the
meeting people online?
trip, including meeting people online.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say the meeting people online part because we both had podcasts and then we
Yeah,
started
y'all
fighting
had already
podcasts like
talked.
that. I think that's it's batshit insane, you know? I think that's what it is. But I think it's very funny and like yeah, there are like but we became real friends, which is like it's very weird. But yeah, I think that's cool and
It's
again
cool.
very strange. Yeah. But then like just the
How was the
idea of going on a
experience, 1
trip
through 10?
1 to 10? Oh, I don't know. I
Fine,
don't
1
really
through
have
20 if you're so opposed to a
I
1
don't
through 10
know.
scale.
Like I I had a really awesome time, you know? If I could go back and
That's
do
all
it
I need
again,
to hear. Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't I'm not changing a thing. I think it
Okay.
went just as it should have. Um where like if I don't like a 10 out of 10, like fuck, I don't know.
Sure, sure.
Uh,
You called it excellent. That, yeah.
yeah, I didn't use that word. That word's not in my vernacular, but it was close.
What'd you say instead?
I don't a synonym, but definitely not excellent. I can't see myself saying
You said it
excellent.
excellent. I'm
I
going
did
to
not say excellent.
I am going to you said you
Hans,
had an excellent time.
I could have said that.
Post edit, I'm going to like insert a flashback to that.
I definitely did not say it was excellent. I
Okay.
definitely did not say that. I
I think you
struggle to think I
used it
said
as an adjective. Yeah.
I feel like I use incredible a lot more than I use excellent. I'm gonna put my money on incredible in this
All right.
situation, so let's run it back.
That clip is being played so many times now in VidADay. I'll just yep, 1 hour in. Okay.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, but no, again, I had a really great time. I think it's cool that we had the idea and we actually followed through on it, as
Yeah,
opposed to
this
like
was months in the planning.
yeah, as opposed to like, oh Hans, come to Austin, BMW, come to Austin, and then like 2 weeks before BMW are like, oh no, no, we're not doing that.
They're not a
So
Steven though.
they precisely they are not a Steve. I don't know what that means in this context, but they're not a Steven.
I don't know.
You're so
Yeah.
right.
But they're not a
Um,
College Park BIM.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, precisely. You cut out
That's a
your
bet.
audio for me with that one,
Oh,
so I didn't even hear
College.
that one.
I think OBS
But you're
caught it,
still
but not
right.
Discord. Yeah, they're not a
Okay,
College Park
perfect.
BIM.
Oh no, we hate College Park BIM. College Park
Mm.
BIM hates us, so it's just it's
She
mutual.
ruined your best friendship. Yeah.
I miss COVID BIM. Let's be real honest about it. I
BIM
miss
just
when
catch
BIM was sick
COVID
with COVID.
again.
Honestly, this is what's best. This is what's best. She didn't even remember who Fredbear was. That's messed up.
What?
Yeah, I don't even wanna get into it. It's too sensitive a topic for me, okay?
especially
I'll just save
after
it.
Grace and Stream. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. But, um, what was I saying, Hans? What was I answering?
Uh, just a trip, the New York trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that actually happened, I think was very cool. We planned it. It was the first thing I ever did like that. A year ago, 6 months ago, I would have been like, "I'm a terrible driver. No way I'm driving across the country." And I was like, I did it, and
We
we
did
didn't
it.
die.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
only well, I mean,
No.
Steven did pass away,
You
unfortunately, but other than that,
multiple times.
we did multiple times. So sad. But other than that, we did just fine. We booked all the Airbnb stuff. We fed ourselves
Yeah.
until
By
my grandparents
by
fed us.
back to the driving thing. Like by technicality of the law, you drove better than me.
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't blow through 2 red lights is the thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that does go to my case.
Uh huh.
And my favorite part of that is that the first red light you blew was within 2 minutes of you driving, for the first time
But
on the
also,
trip.
to be clear, it was like 20, not even 20 seconds. It was like 5 seconds after the previous light.
Hans, it was a red light. Even like I wanna be with you here, man, but you were driving for less than 5 minutes and you blew a red light. It is what it is, and it's okay.
The
It's okay. We
light
can
was
admit
so
these
close to
things.
the previous traffic
We can
light.
own up to these things, and we can move on. We can move forward.
There's no
But you
video
did
proof of
blow
this,
through
though.
2 red lights. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so the fact that yeah, no, I think it was, like it was the first trip like that where I was just, like, a major part of the planning and making it happen, and it wasn't, like, family, and it was just, like, friends, and yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
some like, the like, this is my group of friends. Let's get into friends as a topic, Hans, okay?
Okay.
Let me
Absolutely.
steer the ship here for a little bit because
Sure. Go for it.
I've always been just so freaked out about having friends, having connections, all this kind of stuff. It's always just been,
They
like, this
suck, though. They're
not
horrible.
exactly, exactly, but
Yeah.
it's, like, maybe not preoccupation is the right word, but it's something I've definitely given too much thought to and, like, just been too meta with, you know? Like, like, number of friends and worrying I don't have enough friends, worrying I'm not social enough, and that went through, like, all of high school, even, like,
A lot
honestly,
of
all of
the
college.
source of your social anxiety, then.
Um, maybe source, it's probably, like, all mixed in there, each
Okay.
amplifying the
Some
other,
of
you
the,
know?
yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I think I've learned a lot where it's like, eh, like, yeah, I have a bunch of friends from school, from college, and everything like that, and then part of me, like, moving to Austin, a big part of my worries for the first, like, 4 however many months was like, "Oh, I need to make connections, I need to make friends, I need stuff to do," but I'm realizing, like, not really, because when I have too much stuff going on like that, I get overwhelmed, and so I just the
Yeah.
friends that I have, like, I'm pretty content with, you know?
You're happy with where
I
you're
have
at?
yeah, you know what? If my like, my group of friends is very small, I am very okay with that at this point, where it's like, you know what? I enjoy them,
Absolutely.
and, like, if I meet new people, that's cool too, but, like, I'm not as worried about it now. It's simply too much, you know?
Was
It's just like, just be
was your
happy with
worry
where
like
you're at.
from not having friends
Um,
and
I don't
then not having enough friends?
I don't know if it's not having enough friends. I think the worry is, like, the wherever it comes from, the pressure to be like, "I need to be sociable. I need to be social. People are supposed to have friends. People are supposed to do
Oh,
things."
especially like having followers on Instagram, like that as an analogy or a parallel,
Yeah,
like having
yeah.
a lot of followers is like a great thing.
Kinda, yeah, yeah, and then too, like, I think part of it with broadcasting and, like, wanting to have all these, like, big aspirational goals in a career that's not necessarily determined like, your progress isn't necessarily determined by, like, hard work and, like, following a path and sticking to it. It's a lot more like luck and the people you know. Part
Yeah.
of that, like, is a fear of, like, "Oh my god, I need to have so many connections. I need so many people to like me so I can get these opportunities," which is such a shallow and selfish way to live, but it's how I live so much of my life. Um and so, like, getting like, just not caring about that stuff anymore, in addition to just being like, "You know what, JC, like, would you be happier if, like, every single weekend you were hanging out with, like, different people?" Or, like, and the answer and doing, like, all this different stuff, like going rock climbing, and nothing against rock climbing with friends, Hans, you know? Nothing against it, but, like, doing that kind of stuff on a weekly basis, outside of like again like the very tight circle that I've sort of developed over the
Yeah.
past year. I no, I don't really have that interest. And again, if something like that forms naturally, that is awesome. But like I'm not at a point now where I'm like uh, beating myself up about it, where it's like, oh, you're not doing that, so you're not doing what you're supposed to. You're not living optimally.
Yeah, but
I don't
you're happy with what you have right now, which is
Yeah.
right. Um, okay, so 2022 has been a wild ride already for me. Like kicking it off with the New York trip.
Yes. New Year's in
If
Mobile. Let's go.
New Year's in Mobile, Alabama, if that was anything to represent, at least so far, the rest of January, I think, yeah, 2022 is probably going to be very, very interesting. But not like me going on these extravagant
Mhm.
trips to New York, but it's more like
It was so
something out of the
extravagant.
ordinary. Oh, so
It
extravagant.
was excellent, some
Your
would say.
grandparents' place was very, very extravagant.
Mhm. A home of luxury, some would
Oh,
call it.
luxury. Yeah. Not like Grayson's homely
So
home.
fucking humble.
Humble
Also
home.
homely.
Oh
It's the
yeah.
homeliest home I've ever seen in my life, God, but
um
especially humble.
and so like to speak on I wouldn't say that my past month has been this big hanging out with somebody every day, somebody different every day kind of stuff, but
Mhm.
it's been a lot of me making plans with people and friends and doing stuff like
Yeah.
doing
Well, I think
stuff.
that's the difference there,
And
yeah. Is like these are your friends still, like,
now,
yeah.
looking back at it, it's been a lot. It's
Yeah.
been so freaking much that I think either today or yesterday. So last week I uploaded the crash, which is me predicting. Yeah, no, this high that I'm riding of doing things, hanging out with people, being very productive, that's gonna crash eventually because I know myself. It's a pattern that I
That's also
exhibit.
just human nature, you know? Like, for every high, there's, like, an equal low, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah. But like it hasn't entirely come true yet.
okay.
But today probably marks a lot of it. Um
You were hanging out with us, and you were just like, "Fuck, this actually
no,
sucks."
before
I don't
this. Before
know.
this. Like I am so happy that you guys planned it for today because the entire day was like
Mhm. No, I understand, yeah.
exactly. And so but the past month isn't what I regular or it wouldn't be what I call regular. It's been a lot of stepping outside of my comfort zone. It might be amplified because I'm doing VidADay and that's just something new to me.
Mhm.
But I don't think I would want to live like this either. It's too
I
much.
don't wanna live the way I'm living,
It's
guys.
too
I
much.
mean, yeah, no, I understand.
And so dialing it back down personally would be
Yeah, and that's okay too, like, you're allowed to go through phases where you're like, "I wanna be very social right now. I wanna hang out. I wanna do all these things," and then, like, fucking chill out for a few months too. Like, that's yeah. It doesn't you
yeah.
like, I ideally, there's, like, a
But it's
healthy
nice.
medium and, like, balance where you can, like, keep
It's
steady, but, like,
uh
yeah.
nobody does that. That's crazy.
No.
If you're able to hold balanced life, you're crazy.
Insane.
Yeah, insane is a better word. Um, but it's nice, like having stuff to do, like what I did. It was really nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoyed.
And
Yeah,
yeah, and yeah. I think again, it's just it's a big old pendulum, right? It goes back and forth. Like what I was saying earlier, with like at first I was like, oh, I need to be more family oriented, move back to Texas, spend more time with them because I realized how
you had
important they
been
were.
in New York for a long time. Yeah,
Yeah, and because before that point, I was so like career focused and being like, I need to get where I want to get professionally, and that's the end all be all. Like relationships, friendships, family, all that kind of stuff, backseat. And then again, it switched, and now it's sort of going back in the other direction. And I think now with a healthier perspective, because I'm not necessarily as like, oh, I need to make it, or what self worth do I have, right? Um, I think now it's at a healthier balance where it's me realizing like I don't need to spend every moment of
Oh, so
every
you're
day
getting
with family and
crazier with the
friends.
balance.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
I think so. I
Uh,
think that's what's happening. Um,
but
but
yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that with the pendulum. I
Oh
was
no,
going
you're
somewhere,
good.
but
You
it's
know,
gone.
pendulums continue swinging until gravity slows it
What?
down with friction. Yeah, crazy.
That's my death.
Oh
Like when
no.
yeah, yeah. I'm glad we could get
We
back
keep
there.
going back to your death. Is this a common thinking thought trend that you go through?
I'd say a lot of the bigger decisions I make in life are informed by the fact I'm gonna die. Yeah. I
Interesting.
think that goes for most people though, whether it's super conscious or
No,
not, right?
I definitely don't think like I want to make sure this is me when I die, or like this is what I do before I die.
Yeah, I don't think I'm as concerned about, like, the state I'm in upon death, right? Like,
Uh,
or when death comes. It's more
if you die, you
the
die.
latter, where
That's
it's like,
uh
I'm worried about the stuff I can do before I'm dead. Um But I think even that to an extent has gone away. But no, I think there is there something valuable to recognizing that no, you have a certain amount of time to do all the stuff you want to do. And again, part of getting older, like, is realizing like again, I feel like my life is already over. Whereas like when I was like a year ago, a couple years ago, I would have thought to myself like, I have so much to do. I can't die. I need to live forever so I can do everything. But now again, I'm here at 21 and I'm like, wait, there wasn't that much. I Because again, I'm here and I feel like I've done it all, you know? And clearly I have not, right? But like at the same time, it's less of that existential fear of like, "Oh, I need to do all this stuff."
okay.
And it's a
Yeah.
lot more like, if you die, you die.
Yeah. I don't think I've made that jump, but I'm at the point where I'm gonna just live, and get through it. Especially doing things. I don't care as much for that the idea of doing something before I die, but it's more
Mhm.
of I'm alive and I'm gonna do stuff.
Precisely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the healthiest way to view it, you know?
Uh huh. Uh huh.
But again, like, when I was much younger, I would have said that, like, that thought was always there in the back of my mind, right? Where it's like, "Oh, shoot, you're gonna die, dude." Which is, like, terrible way to live your
No,
life,
it's
right?
horrible. Uh huh.
Yeah. But again, that's gone away. Where like I
Okay.
feel like yes, I can exist in the present moment and not think to myself like, thank God I'm doing this before I'm dead. You know, like no, that's not a thought that's
Uh,
going through my head.
okay.
But like if I'm making a decision of like, do I want to drop out of grad school right now? And do I want to stop pursuing this career path in
Ah.
WWE that I've been so passionate about for 3 years? Um, because again, like again, when you're young in high school, you make dumb decisions, and so like part of me wanting to like be a public figure, go into broadcasting, all that kind of stuff, was so selfishly motivated out of a fear of death, out of wanting to leave a legacy, all this kind of stuff, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think what I've learned, especially over the past year, and I've read Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, you know, as people do, and
You're not the.
basically in it,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh huh.
he had a I don't know, the whole it's not like a book. It's a whole bunch of excerpts essentially, right? Or meditations. It's exactly what it says.
It's chunks.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and I might have explained this to you already like a few weeks ago, but basically one of the things that he says is like giving thought to like what people however many like hundreds or thousands of years into the future are going to think of you is
Yeah.
just as relevant as caring now about what people who lived 1,000 years ago are going to think about you. And it's like you don't care about what people 1,000 years ago thought of
They
you.
existed. Mm.
Yeah, and it's like because I mean, and it's so morbid, but it's morbid in in a not sad
In a
way where it's
grounding
like
way. Yeah.
yeah, in a very grounding way where it's like yeah, every single person is gonna die. No one's gonna remember anybody in enough time. So it's like really what I do right now, it really matters insofar as it affects the people around me and the people I'm close to, right? So,
Yeah,
like, as long as I'm not embarrassing someone, as long as I'm not hurting someone, like, it honest to God, like, it really does not matter. So all these pressures you put on yourself to, like, succeed and to be successful in, like, these public ways, like,
I
it just doesn't
think
matter, man.
I think with or without uh uh external guidance, so like for you, like Marcus telling you about this, I
Mhm,
think a lot of people go through some sort of thought thinking process like that, like
mhm,
in a way of just accepting growing up and doing things as an adult. I think a lot
mhm,
of people just figure that out eventually. Um,
mhm.
and so that's like why seven,
It doesn't
eight,
take
almost
a
8
person
billion
telling you
people.
so directly, yeah.
It's all it. Uh, that's why almost 8 billion people. You know, they just live day to day.
Mhm, and then
Like,
part of me too, like, oh, my bad.
no, go ahead. I was gonna
I was gonna say
take a
that part of
turn.
me, like, more recently has been thinking about, like, you wanna be this public figure, JC, like, you wanna have, like, this following, you want these people to, like, value what you say, all this kinda stuff, and in reality, if that were to happen, like, let's say Boy Oh Boy became, like, an actual successful thing, people listened to it, there was a spotlight on it, a spotlight, um,
Spotlight.
I I think, like, oh, like, it would be cool in the sense that, like, yes, you have "fans," quote, unquote, you have a following, people care about you, but I
A
also
degree of
know
fame.
it would destroy me with any negative attention, any negative feedback.
Ah,
Like, just because and you know people, like, talk about it, and, like, you're
yes.
supposed to be aware, and, like, it shouldn't bother you, and it's like, it's one comment out of how many, blah, 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 but I know I don't handle criticism that well unless it's coming from someone, like, that I know is trying to help me, right?
Hmm.
And then I'm like,
Out
"Okay,
of
it still
yeah.
hurts, don't get me wrong, but
Hmm.
I know that their goals here, their aims are to be helpful. It's not just to be mean."
So I
Um
think there was a certain part of or a certain age on YouTube, at least, since that's where a lot of my entertainment came from.
Mhm,
Uh, Throughout high school, there was a certain time when a lot of content creators were going more into the reality of stuff,
mhm,
and talking about like them recapping their experiences with YouTube and like negative feedback.
mhm,
And I think that just happens because it naturally happens. People are going to hate you
yeah.
because you
Yeah,
exist, right?
and I can't handle that, I need everyone to like me, and that's
And
something
it's
I
part of the
gotta try to
learning
improve.
process too.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm sure Gray has had weird experiences on Twitch, just like I have,
mhm,
with just the weirdest people coming in and saying whack stuff.
yeah. I mean, I've
And
seen it, yeah, it's
yeah, you've seen it. Um, on your podcast, and it's been different with bots on the website. That's not really hate, which you can't really
No, all our
learn
fans
from
from
that.
Saudi
But
Arabia are incredible, we love them.
you love their
Their
promos and all
input.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yes. I think it helps the show.
um, and like I wouldn't say I've had as much negative experience. I've had a little bit on YouTube and definitely Twitch, but
Mhm.
YouTube I've had those out there comments. But
Yeah.
you learn to accept him, and
Yeah.
sometimes also with in the same thinking of negative output or you receiving negative
Like feedback,
feedback.
just criticism.
uh, in the same boat, you having low
Yeah.
views on Twitch, for example, you
Oh,
might
okay.
think, oh, I'm not getting views because I'm not making good content, and like someone coming in and saying, hey, you got
Why
one
don't you
viewer
do
and
that?
that's me,
Yeah.
that would hurt you a lot more too, right? And so I think it's just something that you'll learn from
Yeah.
if you
And,
want
like, yeah.
to
And that's
get
part of
into
it. Like,
that
if you're
space.
going to put yourself out there, you're signing up for it, man. No one's forcing you
That's
to
what
enter that spotlight? So, um, yeah. But, like, but that's more thing, like, in retrospect. Like, 'cause I'm sure, like, if I achieved, like, this level of public success, that probably won't be my number one concern. I won't be like, "Oh, no, the haters." Like, it's more a thing, like, now where it's like, it would be rough for me to make that adjustment, but I'm sure eventually, of course, you
Also,
make it,
just be a
right?
good content creator. Easy.
Simply be good and people won't dislike you. But, like, and a part of that, like, because again, like, I experience it in my real life where it's like I need people to like me. If I get the slightest hint someone doesn't like me, I collapse inside.
That's the
You've
same with
witnessed
me.
this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But, like, and so, like, there's the stuff, like, where it's like it's very jokey, right? Where it's like, I wanna be Jenny's favorite. I wanna be Bim's favorite, all this kinda stuff. And, like, as much as that's like a joke, I know for a fact it's buried in a very shallow level of, like, real desperation to be like, I know, but, like, on a real level, I want to be this person's favorite, which is so dumb because, like, favorite?
No,
Are we in elementary school? Like, n
it's
no? Am I 10?
I would say I could very clearly point out that being a phase of Boy Boy, or like a section of your life being, I want to be Jenny's favorite.
Of course.
Like it was a very prominent thing of your character.
Yeah, and, like, and yeah, and that's exactly what it was. Cause like, do I actually care, like, if Jenny, like, likes me more than Grayson? Like, of course not, but on some level, do I really need desperately Jenny to like me? Absolutely, and if she liked me more than Grayson, would that make me happy? A little bit, you know? And so, like, these things are rooted in truth, but then,
uh,
of course, you prop them up. Like, do I wanna be Bim's favorite?
of
Absolutely. When
course.
Bim told me I was her favorite, did that make me feel incredible? Absolutely. And then when she said I wasn't anymore, did that make me feel horrible? Absolutely. So, and then yeah, these are how things work. So, you just need everyone to like me. That's and again, I'm sure that's something you grow out of and you realize like it's just unrealistic. But like honestly, I feel like I've done a pretty good job at it. I can't think of man, maybe I'm just oblivious, and that's very possible. I can't think of many people that like
Oblivious is like my
actively.
middle name.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's great.
That actively dislike me. Like, I can think of professors in the past, but always if thought a professor didn't like me, I would work on them until the very end of the semester, and almost every single time it worked, okay?
Almost every it has
I
worked.
can't I can't think of a time it did not work.
Okay.
Like, if I wanted, like, a professor or teacher to like but that's easy with teachers and professors because you just have to express a genuine interest and put in a lot of hard work, which I was willing to do to win over a teacher, you know? And so
Yeah.
and the things I struggle with are, like, if it's just, like because people are allowed to dislike me. If they think I'm annoying, if they don't like my personality, they don't think I'm funny, all that kind of stuff, like, you're allowed to. But that's just so tough to register where it's like, "No, but don't, please."
Simply accept me.
I know. Please.
Um, I think socially, freshman year was a lot of that for me.
Mhm.
Especially since that was the time when that was when I challenged myself. Hey, I'm gonna become an admin of the Arizona State University Discord server
Let's
in 1 month.
go.
Like my friends and I were at the union. He was, or one of them brought up, "Hey, there's an ASU Discord server." Um, and we all joined at the same time. And I was like, "Hey, very recently, I've been able to make my influence allow me to rise up to a level of authority, and that still just persists to this day, which is scary me. Um, but in my pride, I was like, see me become an admin in a month's time, and no, or a little bit less than a month, I became a
Okay.
moderator, and uh, um, it was also that time when I was very much in the social circles of that group, just playing it up to everybody. Um, and there were a lot of people who just had characteristics that were undesirable for social
Mhm.
behaviors, and that kind of also grouped me in with them. And so that was a lot of learning how to like accept
Yeah.
that people are just gonna have their own opinions of you socially.
Yeah.
Um, but then like a year later, I realized, oh, I'm sinking way too much time into this group that I'm not gonna even care about once I graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So conveniently, COVID helped with that.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
How does COVID destroy the Discord group? This is the
It,
opposite of how things should work.
yeah, funnily enough, like, or, um, cause, it was the winter break before COVID. So like 3 months, 3.5 months before COVID. And during breaks, a lot of people are there because of school. And so if there's a break, they're going home to their families. They have friends back home. They have their other friends, or they're too busy playing video games if they're that introverted. Um, and so it was that winter where I said, "Hey, I'm signing out as a moderator. I'm I want to focus on other parts of my life." That was when I
Yeah.
was getting a lot more into the AR detectives with ARGs and that
Let's go.
podcast. Um,
Join the Patreon.
what?
I said join the Patreon.
Yeah, join a Patreon. We got $5, $10, $15 tiers that money's gonna just sit there until I return back to it. Um, that was the time when I was getting into that, and so that allowed me to transition. But then COVID hit for that server, and it was like an amplified version of the breaks I mentioned earlier, and so people talked a lot less. It was dead for the longest time, until this summer when people were getting back into school. So
This makes sense.
that's how that happens. And just the other night, the one night I decided to accidentally have an all nighter. That was Tuesday night. The night after I went bouldering, or the night I did go bouldering or rock climbing.
Just riding that adrenaline, you know?
Riding that adrenaline. I stayed up playing Minecraft.
Riding the adrenaline.
A lot of Hypixel, I must add, and then hopeless, just grinding for stream. But that night, the ASU Discord, we got hit. Or no, I'm not part of that we anymore. They are their own entity without me.
They.
They got hit with a bot raid of 999 people.
Not 1,000.
Not 1,000. Well, the who I would like to call the owner, the actual owner doesn't do jack shit anything in that server. The real owner, or the owner that I would like to call it, he set up the bot to ban them, and as soon as he ran a command to ban them, a lot of them started fighting back and returning, or maybe like informed the botnet that, hey,
Yeah.
this server's banning people. So if I remember at this timestamp, oh, I'll remember it. I have a screenshot of the list being banned and then people joining at the same time, like in chunks.
Yeah.
And so it was like a battle of people joining and leaving, and I thought that was hilarious. And this is the most activity the server's had in a good amount of time.
And you just got to sit back, watch
I
it all
I
burn,
sat back,
and enjoy.
watched it happen. Yeah. People were the bots were advertising this Chegg server. So
That's fun.
if you guys
Just
want
who needs Chegg? Just use
a
Quizlet.
Cheglet bot, Quizlet
Did you call it
bot,
Cheglet?
I did call it Cheglet
That's cool.
because okay, which leads into this topic of Quizlet bought some other homework providing service where it's very similarly formatted. You submit, add your homework or add problems to it, and professionals will respond back. They
Yeah.
bought a service, and now a lot of that is also locked behind a paywall.
Mm.
And so if you're Googling assistance for homework, you're gonna get that instead of Quizlets.
Yeah.
And it's the most annoying thing ever.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
That's very annoying.
Um, you've graduated, so you don't even care about that anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't gotta worry about this. But honestly, like, Hans, one of my one of the things I prided myself most on was my ability to study for a test, okay? I was so good at it. And it's a skill I'd worked on and honed, and now I never have a reason to use it ever again. And it's so I feel so useless, you know?
I mean, it led to you getting all A's at
Yeah,
Syracuse
you're right, and
University.
so it was all worth it.
Very worth it.
So, you know what? I was planning to talk about this on the podcast tomorrow, and I probably still will, and
No,
it's really
save it.
not.
No, no, cliffhanger for viewers, guys.
No, no,
Listen to the
no,
podcast
no.
tomorrow instead, or Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah,
save it.
something like that. Okay,
I would
okay.
like to have the ability to respond, but
I'll
save it.
give a sneak preview,
Oh,
okay?
okay. Sneak preview.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Cliffhanger.
Like, just the fact that I took classes like astronomy and, like,
Astrology.
developmental, like, biopsychology and cognitive neuroscience and all this kind of stuff,
Uh huh.
and so I spent 4 months in these classes, and it's like, D did I? I don't remember any of that, but at the time, I was getting A's, right? Like, I was acing everything. But, like, fuck, I couldn't tell you about neuroscience anymore. But I loved that class. I remember, like, really enjoying it, but, like, did I really take all these classes? Like, there's no way. It's
You showed up, studied, took these tests, but nothing. Which I could say the same. I haven't been doing the greatest with stats. This is my third time taking it because I wanted to make sure that I can have a better grade in stats when I graduate. Um, I've taken it two previous times. I took AP stats senior year, which that was much better of an experience. But like me going through it again this semester, it feels like I'm going through it for the very first time. Uh, taking that class.
yeah.
It's just the weirdest thing. But it's stats. I had the exact same teacher last
Yeah,
spring, but
but it feels
a lot of the ideas or concepts just
that's odd.
I don't think
I
I
mean,
learned this
it could just be,
before.
like, the curriculum theoretically could have changed,
It
right?
could have. They're using a different service for their homeworks too,
Mm,
and it's a
that makes
lot
sense.
nicer. But
How do we feel
it
we're
feels
doing in the
very
class now?
differently.
Do we feel
Oh,
like
we're
it's time's the
excellent,
charm? We're good?
excellent.
Hey,
Yeah,
let's go.
yeah.
This is
Third
perfect.
time's charm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Um,
So
that
that's where we are at.
I guess so. I guess so. I should have just done the 3 years of or not 3 years, the 4 years
4 years.
college. Yeah, 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 yeah. But again, I in that headspace and when I was in high school, I was in that headspace of, like, I gotta get out there, I gotta start working, I gotta start doing all this stuff, so I went into school with fucking, like,
That's what my
26
plan was
or
too.
26 credits.
Like the freshman year, I would have said, if you asked me what my plan is, I would
Mhm,
have said, hey, I'm going to do the 3+1 program. We have a 4+1 program, which is you graduate 4 years, but your senior year, you work on your master's ahead of time, and then
mhm.
you do an extra year to finish master's.
Okay, yeah.
That was my plan too. I would have done 3 years. So the third year would have been me working on master's, and then
Yeah.
doing the fourth year on my master's. It's wildly changed since then. I'm just graduating,
Yeah,
not doing a master's, not working on a master's,
but graduating on time,
but graduating on time. Um,
whatever on time means.
the traditional 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put that into reference of my friends here at ASU. They're graduating next semester, this semester after. So, like, graduating on
Yeah.
time, is that even? Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. And then
crazy.
also on top of that, people changing their majors and still graduating.
Yeah, that's impressive. Or
Yeah.
doubling up on majors or yeah, all the but, like, part of me too is like, I took all those AP classes, then I got to college, and I still rushed through it. my second semester, I did 19 credits. I did like winter classes at one point. I did summer
Oh,
classes
I've been
during
doing that
COVID,
too. Yeah.
where it's like I could have taken it slow. And like, but again, I know if I had taken it slow, uh,
Would you have
I don't
tried
know.
to explore other areas, like just experiment with other hobbies or other time with the extra or anything else with the extra time you might have had?
Um, it's hard to say, but like I mean, I would definitely do a lot more art and stuff like that. I don't think it would be different hobbies. I think it would be a
Okay.
lot more of the like working on the same stuff. I honestly I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Well,
simply have no clue. I think having this experience of like entering the quote unquote real world was very valuable, and I'm glad. I again, it's technically like a grace period. I hate these little quotes I'm doing. I'm doing them so frequently. The like the grace period
it's
where it's
not
like,
even a
okay,
grace period,
I
JC.
I gotta it's not though. I got a head start, right? I got to find out
Yeah.
like, okay, this is real life. These are your priorities, we think. At the moment, these are your priorities.
Yeah.
And
This is your
so
focus.
yeah, so you've had the time. Then that was just as valuable as another year of school. That was just as valuable as like staying in. Like, let's say you decided to stay in grad school. That's great. You took the time when you figured out, okay, mental health is the route for me. I took the time and I figured out, okay, mental health is not the route for me. And that's important because if I'd never pursued it, then there's always that thing
Yeah.
hanging over me. With wrestling, if I hadn't pursued it, there'd always be that thing hanging over me. And so, like, now I've pursued it. And like in the midst of that pursuit and
You
realizing,
learn
like,
that, yeah,
yeah,
it's not entirely the direction you want to go in, but
yeah.
it is
So
the direction that you did. And yeah, absolutely.
yeah. But again, this is what I feel like. I feel like this is the climax. I feel like, okay, I've got the stuff figured. Clearly, I don't have stuff figured out. Me talking today does not sound like a figured out person, but I
But you're
feels
so
like
accomplished.
so accomplished, guys. Look at me. Look at Alyssa. I'm accomplished. I swear. But no, I feel like what else do I have to figure out? What else do I have to do? Like what? Get married? Just I don't know.
There's no
I guess.
rush in that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. So I just hang out for like the next 15 years until I have a kid? I don't know. Do I have a kid? Fuck knows. My sister has enough for all of us. I don't know.
That's crazy. Well,
What do you want to do?
what do I
Honestly,
want to
not
do?
career wise. Like, do you want a family? Where do you see yourself like interpersonally at the age of like 35? Where do you want to be? Maybe not where do you see yourself. Where would you ideally be?
Battling Gray or total takeover of the world?
You're gonna rival him?
Hmm.
Why not just join the fight? Why not help out?
No, he wants me to join, and I'm going to
Mhm.
join.
You should join. You should stab him right in the back with a like in the most literal way possible.
Caesar style, as
Precise like
Brutus.
death. Death is the result of your backstabbing. Because guess
Uh,
what? You're using a knife to stab his actual back.
all right.
It usually ends poorly.
Backstabbing aside, I don't know. You know, it's wild. The coding bootcamp that I had just done, it's an awesome company. They accomplished their job by persuading me that they are an awesome company and that I should join them. So I have
Mhm.
applied. They haven't gotten back to me yet, but if I could work there at least for the time being and then set myself up to be able to work on my own things,
Mhm.
aka World of WoW.
The wheel of wow.
Wheel of WoW, not World of WoW. Well, actually,
It's
no.
just the
It's
wheel.
we're turning it into the world of.
I thought it was just the wheel.
It's gonna be a wheel that is a part of a world. It's
The
the
wheel is the
metaverse.
name though. The wheel
Okay,
is a
the wheel.
marketable name.
The wheel.
The wheel. You know the
I
wheel.
think the Wheel of Fortune kind of took a lot of that.
But when I say, "Oh, are you watching the wheel tonight?" Well, maybe watch gives away you mean the Wheel of Fortune, but, like
Yeah, play the wheel. You playing the wheel
but if I say,
tonight?
"Have you played the wheel?" They'll be like, "What the is that what? they'll think you're talking about like the lottery,
Oh,
and no.
turn it into a daily thing, like as an incentive to come back, you get streaks.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's the thing. The wheel of
Okay,
wow, you're only
so
allowed to spin it once a
we
day.
are making our own metaverse. That is
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
And I talked about this with Chargle too. I don't know if you heard this section, but
I listened to
false
the entire
promises, was that on the video?
false promises. I don't remember it based off of just that.
We talked about like, oh, I have this habit of just coming up with good ideas with people, and uh uh
Oh,
uh,
yeah, you
uh
didn't talk about it, but yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
know what you're talking
and
about.
okay, yeah, and then just never delivering on any of it. Um,
Yeah, I was about to say everyone does that, but maybe not. Maybe we're just maybe
uh,
it's just us.
but it's also like a playful thing. At the same time, I do want to do these things, but
But it's so much
anyways,
effort.
anyways,
So much effort.
being able to do that stuff, like uh, venturing into things and
Mhm.
creating things, that is the end goal now.
Okay.
It used to be make the next Google, make the Google of my generation, the
Mhm.
next generation, because Google is of our parents' generation, if you think about it.
And now
But
it's
they're still
just
around. Alphabet
yeah.
took it is the new parent company. Um, and they're gonna keep existing until
But the focus shifted from let's create the next Google, bigger, better Google, to like let's just be creative and have fun.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
where it's gone to now.
that's good. I think guess what? You're gonna be a lot happier being creative and fun than the owner of a
Then
multi-million or multi-billion-dollar company. You know?
a trillion. I mean, Willionaire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, yeah.
Well,
It's a
you'd
$1 billion
be the Williams. You would.
company. Yeah.
So, because that, yeah. I was thinking about this like last night. Was like, okay, like let's say you had gone into wrestling because right now there's so many stories from the WWE about people like backstage being so upset with the company, morale being low, them
Right.
releasing like half their roster within the year, and it just being like very, very just not a healthy work environment. All this kind of stuff, and part of me is thinking like, like if I were Vince McMahon, awesome. That legacy is so sick, right? Like, you have single-handedly made wrestling what it is. I mean, you can say that with, like, any person who's, like, pioneered in their industry, right? But for me, the
Yeah.
most relevant is Vince McMahon. But then I think, like, there's no way Vince is a generally happy person, right? Like, there's just simply no way. He's
Everybody
just
has their own hidden ghost stories. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Like, yeah. It's so much pressure. I don't know. There's balance, and we need to find balance, and that's so profound what I just said.
Everybody needs to find balance.
Yeah, 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 yeah. The golden mean, right? Is that what it is? I think the golden mean is what they called it.
Is I've heard the golden
It's
ratio.
like Socrates. Oh, maybe it's ratio. Some philosopher. I learned it in moral theory. That class I remember some stuff about.
The golden ratio is not a philosophical thing.
Oh, okay. Then I think it's the golden mean. I think that's it. Where like they're as far as virtue goes, they're like for every trait, there are two opposite ends, and virtue's found in the middle. Which, again, I don't know why I had to have a class to teach me that. These things feel so intuitive at this point, but whatever.
Things that you learn with life. Well, that's what philosophy is. It's just a shortcut for learning lessons in life and building
It's a
your own
shortcut.
thoughts. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You don't have to think for yourself. That's what philosophy is.
that's cool. Think it for yourself is
You're
overrated.
right. It is the golden mean, and because I don't want to edit in screenshots for later,
You should though, just to really
um,
amp up the production value here.
this is
Oh, cool. We're streaming.
golden mean,
Let's go.
and
Click on that one. Click on the one with like the yellow column in the middle.
this right here. Which, by the way, it includes the golden Yeah, this is the golden ratio.
That's the golden ratio. Okay, maybe
Yeah.
they're related. Let's see
Oh,
what this list
it's a
says.
Twitter link. Okay.
Let's go. This is where I go for my philosophy.
Here, we're gonna
Open it up.
ex
Okay, okay. What do we have? What do we have for the first one?
okay, image. I want the image.
Fear Is this a fear? Oh, fear and confidence.
Aristotle's
So,
golden mean.
where do you
Fear and
rank
confidence.
there as far as rashness to cowardice goes?
Oh,
Where are you?
okay. So from excess to deficiency. Fear and confidence. You got rashness to courage to cowardice. I think right now I am definitely into courage because of the leaps I'm making for stuff
Yeah,
like VidADay. Freaking reaching out to Chargle just to say, hey, I can drive down
yeah,
to U of A. I think this is all courage.
yeah, absolutely.
What about you?
Um, you know, I'm gonna go with courage, but for a different reason. Okay,
Okay.
not because I embody or have this great courage, but I would say because I have so many instances in both the rashness and the cowardice category that I think they level out at courage.
I don't think you're allowed to say that.
Frick. Then I don't.
No.
Damn it.
They don't just
Um,
average out like that. Yeah.
shit. I thought this was gonna be my loophole. Um,
I mean, you could just say you've got both an excess
no,
of rashness and
no.
cowardice. Excess,
Oh,
or
it's
these are
so
definitely
tough.
the end spectrums too. Saying like
Yeah.
full rashness and cowardice.
If I had to choose, am I a fearless person or a coward? I'm gonna go probably like 75% coward, 25% confidence, you know?
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna make that as big as possible.
please.
Um, which one was the 75%
Cowardice.
cowardice?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think based on the stories that you've been saying tonight, it would lean towards cowardice a lot more.
Let's go.
Pleasure and pain. We got what is this word? Licentiousness and
Sure.
insensibility.
Hans, what are you doing? You're making a mess of things.
I am
Where
pulling
am
up
I? Oh my
lacking
goodness.
legal or moral restraints. Okay, so like
Ooh,
Florida
okay, okay.
men
Exactly.
and
Um,
insensibility.
pleasure and pain. So it's yeah, pleasure and pain. That makes the most sense though. Like,
Uh,
well, maybe it doesn't. Hold on. Wait. That doesn't make sense, does it? Pleasure.
pleasure. Like full on pleasure
Like, are
and
you
a disregard to
yeah.
pain. That's licentiousness.
Like, are you like a hedonist? Is that what it's asking? Is that what pleasure is? Like, and then insensibility would be like you like
What's the
a
definition
stu
for hedonism?
it means just like your sole priority, your main focus is pleasing yourself.
Oh, okay, okay.
So, like, is that the thing
The
where, like,
pursuit of
it's
pleasure, self. I think licentiousness comes with an amount of lack or carelessness of.
huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know necessarily what it means, and I don't think we're
Okay,
getting to the
just
bottom of it, but
excess of pleasure and pain, or
I'm gonna go 90% pain, I think.
okay.
I don't really know what that means,
Hmm.
but I have a feeling.
Of pain. What about on the pleasure side then?
That's
Like,
10%.
oh. Oh, I see how that works. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Interesting. I would say, huh, huh. 90% pain for you?
Yeah, again, I don't know what it necessarily means in this
Yeah, like
context,
what kind of.
but, like, I by no means would consider myself a hedonist. So, I'm gonna go with, like, pain in the sense that you're willing to inflict unnecessary pain to yourself just out of stubbornness. That's sort of how I'm choosing to interpret it, and I think
Okay,
I do that.
okay. Yeah, I'm not grasping the entire concept of this one either.
I don't think we have the proper context, Hans,
You're
but, you
right, you're
know,
right.
I'm just going off a feeling. I feel 90% pain,
I
so
would,
this is
yeah,
what
I
I'm
would
going with.
say, especially with the last month, it leans towards more pleasure of just doing things, and it's I wouldn't say it's an excess of it because I've learned to keep it tame, if that makes any sense, or like keep it in moderation. So it wouldn't be an excess, but it would lean closer
Yeah.
to that. Less pain.
I can buy this. We have
Getting and
getting
spending. Minor.
minor.
Okay. Okay,
Let's
we
just
have
combine these into one.
prodigality and liberality slash meanness. So this is in terms, it looks like in terms of all right. What do we have for the getting and spending? Vulgarity,
And the major
magnificence, pettiness.
Yeah, I'd say I don't fucking know. I'm gonna ignore the part on the right side, all like the liberality,
Slash
pettiness,
mean.
vulgarity.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just going with getting and spending. And I am going to
Okay.
say that usually I'm gonna interpret this in the most surface level, basic, incorrect way possible, and that's like
Uh
getting and spending money. How frugal are you?
okay.
And I'm gonna say I'm like probably 85 getting, 15 spending.
Okay. In terms
Ooh,
of
let me change. I'm gonna go with like 70. No, I'm gonna go 65, 35. Final answer.
65 getting, 35
Yeah, 35
spending.
spending. Yeah.
Um yeah, I was gonna say myself too. Um a little bit closer. I think my bank balance would say otherwise, so it'd be more spending at the moment. Well, more spending due to carelessness of before this last month. I've become a lot more of the saver. I am a saver at heart, and
Yes.
so me at a natural state, it'd be probably 75 getting, 25 spending.
Okay.
But how about for you in terms of and I don't know how to put this properly into words, but in terms of socially with people, are you more of a get, getter or getting in terms of allowing people to treat you socially, or are you more of the spender where you're treating others
In what sense? Like letting people
like
dote on me
not
or
it doesn't have to be money context.
Mhm.
More like
Like attention? Like giving
sure,
getting
attention
attention?
as a part of it.
It depends on I don't know. I don't know how to answer that, and that it would just depend so specifically on each situation and
on
person. Like there are
on the
certain people I'm
person.
gonna be willing to spend more attention and time with, and people that I'll want more attention and time from, and then obviously vice versa.
How about you meet somebody brand new, uh,
Mhm.
and they turn out to be a great person. You can hang out with them, uh,
Mhm.
but like you don't have the closest that you do with Grace and Steven.
Mhm.
Um, but also it's not somebody you would say, I don't want to meet you ever again.
Yeah. I'm usually not gonna go out of my way
But
to
if
meet up with
in
that person.
this,
It's
huh,
almost always the other way around where I guess I'm the getter in that
yeah,
scenario, where, like, I'm not going to be the one to initiate social stuff like that. I'm not gonna be the one to be like, "Hey, let's hang out again."
okay.
It'll have to
So
be the other way around.
yeah, I think that would be more getting in this.
Yeah.
Uh, and then for me,
But, it's never a problem because I'm just that charming and a lot of people
yeah,
wanna spend time with me,
people,
so it
yeah,
generally works out.
absolutely. Yeah. For me, I might say spending.
Okay. I can see that. No, I buy that.
I think in my head right now, I'm associating getting with introversion and then spending with extroversion.
Mhm.
And I've said this before. Every for example, every Myers-Briggs test I've taken, my
Mhm.
introversion and extroversion is literally a
Like 50.
50-50 or like a 49-51. No doubt about it. Um, but in terms of this, I think it would be closer to spending extroversion, spending,
Mhm.
just reaching out to people, doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. And then being nice to people, being, I think in this chart, it would be closer to prodigality
Mhm.
in opposition to
Oh, and
the
I mean this,
meanness
yeah.
and illiberality. Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I feel like I'm a my meanness is and I hate to break the fourth wall here, Hans. I really fucking I hate to do it, but I feel like a lot of the times it's very fabricated. It's not authentic. But I even with that said, it could still
Wait,
probably hurt a person, you know?
t- but it's fabricated. Is it like intentional meanness, or is it
I'm sure
like,
there are times when I'm unintentionally mean, but I'd say a lot of the times if I'm I intentionally antagonize a lot. I think part of that is being mean, but being mean for some other end. Like,
or
the
is
mean is
it
like, the
like
end goal
for
is not to I
humor?
want to hurt. Yeah, like, for humor or just to, like, because 'cause you're, like, close to a person. Like, it's I wouldn't say I'm ever mean to hurt a person.
Yeah.
I would say there's always some other goal there in which, like, yeah,
No,
the
yeah.
meanness is done, but also I just
There.
the curtain's too far back. We gotta shut it. We gotta shut it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, okay.
You gotta keep paying me. I mean, there are two people in the world
That's it.
where
Us. No one's listening.
only us. There are two people in the world where I would it would be considered like I'm bullying the other person, but like I make it very very clear that it's meant to be lighthearted.
Yeah.
Um, and it is only because that these two people, I am doing it out of like care and like out of love, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're just friends, but like I'm doing it because
And yeah, that's the difference. Like sometimes like outside of being like trying to be funny or whatever, like that kind of mean. Like there could be like being tough on someone and being like very honest, like, hey, you you gotta do something. Like I'll be like very honest with Grayson sometimes, like where it's like it comes from a very authentic place. But
uh
again, like the goal is not to be like, I want to hurt this
to
person right
hurt
now
them.
by being
Yeah, yeah,
mean.
yeah.
They're like,
Like,
no, Grayson, I need you to like get off your ass. I need
mhm.
I need you to come like go with
uh,
me here, like I
okay,
need you to
so yeah, yeah. One of those people is Parker. Like, they in Grayson's chat earlier, uh, they were like, Hans just bullies me and is very mean, and I don't even know how to take it, or like I don't know if they're intentionally being
yeah.
mean or like if trying to be
I think they're
humorous.
just joking. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think this also happened with the other person. But like I I I said in response, it is 100% just joking, and but don't tell anyone I said that, sort of deal. Uh,
Mhm.
and so it's just,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I understand. I'd
All
say
right.
actually I'm thinking about it more. I'm sorry to harp on the
No,
meanness,
huh?
but I'd say there's the one person in the world that I will maybe two that I will be just like unintentionally mean to, but like it's mean for the sake of meanness is my mother and sometimes my grandmother. The grandmom one I think is like sometimes more just like I'll say stuff because you've met her.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
can't hear you, and sometimes it's very frustrating to have interactions with her, like,
No,
making eye
I've noticed
contact,
you
she's
do
responding to
this, I
you.
think, especially once in the basement.
Uh-huh. Like, say like,
Yeah,
because you can get away with stuff knowing that, like, "Oh, she's not gonna hear it, she's not gonna," and so, like, yeah, stuff like that,
I see.
where it's just because sometimes
That's
it can just be,
cruel.
like it can be a lot, where it's like, it's just it's like, come on, like, it's just it I don't know how I can really articulate it, but, like, this woman cannot hear you, and she refuses to do anything about it even though she can, and so it's like, when you think you're having a whole conversation with her, and then, like, you finish your thought, and she responds with a complete non sequitur because she heard nothing that you said. Years of this builds up, and after a certain point, you just realize it doesn't matter what I'm saying, you know? It really doesn't matter. But then with my mom, it's less so that. It's less so where it's like I'm just trying to entertain myself, and it's more like with my mom, I see traits of her, that I have in myself that I don't like, and then I will, like, sort of just the meanness that would have otherwise been targeted toward me and myself goes toward her, and it's
Oh,
just
uh-huh.
yeah, and that used to be, like, more so a thing, like, high school yeah, definitely, like, more high school me,
Yeah.
where now it's just more like, "I get over it, JC." Like, the woman
It's your
raised you,
mom
of
for
course you share traits, yeah.
yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. All right. What do we have next? Honor and dishonor. We got major and minor again. Honor and dishonor in terms of vanity, magnanimity, and pusillanimity. What the heck?
Of course. I'm a vain person. I'll go 100% vain.
100% vain?
Yeah.
I need to know what oh
I'm
pusillanimous.
0% whatever this ends up being.
Showing a lack of courage or determination. Timid.
Sure. Yeah.
um
Yep. 0%.
0% of this. Absolutely 0%.
0%.
Um yeah,
You can't argue, you know. You know it's true. I like
so
the
this is an excess of honor and dishonor.
vanity
So
and pusillanimity,
yeah,
of course.
I don't know, 65 70% for me, closer to vanity.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. Honor and dishonor. Ambition, proper ambition, unambitiousness. There's no definition for what this scale is.
Mhm. For proper ambition, we have no
Yeah,
word. This is
yeah.
sad. This
There's
is
no
made up.
Latin translation of it. Yeah,
Mhm.
but like it in terms of this philosophy, the golden line is what you want, right? Proper
Mhm.
ambition. So, how does ambition become an excess and a negative?
And to the extent to where, like, again, I'd say, like, sort of my attitude that I had, like, high school, early college, where, like, whatever your goals are, you pursue too much of it. Like, you have specific goals that you hyper focus on and ignore other aspects of your life that should also be focused on, right? So it's again, it's you want to find balance where, like, you can make room for multiple things, multiple priorities.
Okay, okay.
I That's how I interpret it.
That makes sense. Yeah. So where do you fall in?
I don't know, this is the one that I feel like I've done actual work on myself with. So I'm tempted to say like 55-45 in the
Okay.
way of ambition.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I would say I think I fall a little bit on the opposite end, closer to unambitiousness. Even though like I have motivation, this is that the false promises that I make with friends where that falls into place,
Mhm.
and it'd be like a 40%
Yeah.
ambition, 60% unambitiousness. Yeah. Unfortunately, which I guess I need to work on still, but
You'll conquer your aphilotomia one day, Hans. Don't you worry.
Philotimia. Eventually we'll make Wheel of WoW. It doesn't even sound that hard to make. Think about it.
What?
Making a Wheel of WoW.
Oh, no way it would be. No way. It's you
Nah.
spin a wheel. That's you
I
press
need
a
to,
button, spin a wheel.
I don't remember if I asked you how true to the original do you want to make it?
Um,
Oh,
I
I
want
should
it to
listen back to
be
that stream, shouldn't I?
yes, you should. Yes, you should. I want it to be very obviously inspired, and have, like, a pretty similar sound bite where it says, "The
Uh-huh.
wheel of wow," like, something to that effect.
Okay.
Um, but, like, the aesthetic, it can be different colors, it can be different blah I just it y you want I want it to be clearly inspired, but not a complete carbon copy.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
Um,
sounds good.
and
I
then
yeah.
what do ira you irascibility? I don't know
Oh,
that word.
I was gonna add on before we say
Oh,
this.
okay, okay.
Definitely listening to that stream then. I don't remember what
Yes,
stream at all it is though. I think it was
just
in
listen to all the
this
ones from the spring.
spring of last year. Was
Yeah.
it really that long ago?
Yeah, we were still in school. I was in Syracuse. It
They're not
was,
even
like,
on
closer
Twitch
to the end of
anymore.
the school year. It was probably closer to it I think they're,
JC, they're
like,
not
from
on
the
Twitch
very
anymore.
I think they're at the very end of when Grayson stopped saving them on YouTube. Like, it should be one of the last ones there, I'm pretty certain.
They're saved on YouTube at least.
I think it might be because that's from about the time that Grayson stopped saving those VODs on YouTube. It would have been back, like, April, May-ish.
Okay. So I'll have to look
Yeah, I wish I could
into
tell
his
you what game
private
we were playing. We were probably Bloons.
Minecraft or balloons. Yeah.
Definitely not Minecraft. We weren't playing Minecraft yet because I
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
on Hope
Then
List.
blooms, balloons.
Blooms. Probably.
Anger, irascibility, patience, lack of spirit. Let's talk
Um,
about it in terms of anger
yeah,
and
let's do it.
impatience. Yeah, like, uh,
But patience here is the middle ground.
yeah,
Like,
patience as a middle
yeah,
ground.
it's like passion versus yeah. I could almost see like passion being interchangeable with anger here, like because lack of spirit as opposed to
Oh,
spirit.
uh-huh.
Um, but I don't consider myself an I freak out every time. I think your computer just dies. It's just
We're
Google.
looking
Why is
up
Google doing it?
irascibility because this is my gaming account,
This is ridiculous.
and I had decided this theme so long ago.
I understand.
Marked by hot temper and easily provoked anger. Okay, it's the lack
I
of
want to know.
patience
Yeah, I want to
in
know
terms
how
of
would you rate me here, Hans?
uh well, it's wild because it depends on the or scenario, I guess, because let's bring it to technology. You would fall closer to irascibility.
I would
Um,
I honestly, with technology, it would be like a 99-1 split, and without no jokes, no one it would legitimately be bad.
yeah. Uh, a short representation of that is me opening up a tab and you freaking out just with this.
Well, it's just momentary panic, like, "What the hell has just happened? My screen has gone
Yeah.
blue."
But on the other side, like, not lack of spirit, but full on 100% patience, lack of anger is you with art. Like, you
Mhm,
put in, for me, unfathomable amounts of patience into art that I don't think I could do, unless, like, if you're considering programming art, then I would be the 100% in that scenario for patience.
mhm.
Um, yeah. With people, hmm, where you don't have a lack of spirit. It's not a lack of spirit. You don't get angry at people. You do get angry at people. Um, but you don't act on that at all, right? Am I getting that right?
I don't I mean, I get like, the last time I can, like and it's not even, like, anger at a
I wouldn't even call it
person.
anger either. Yeah.
I don't know how to because what I'm thinking about is the last time I remember being, like, angry at a person for a thing that happened, and it's not even again, it's not even anger, I don't think is the right word, is I'm thinking about when we were in Mobile, and you goddamn left your wallet at that place as soon as we had just paid for parking, and that wasn't the thing where, like, I was mad at you because, like, fucking of course you didn't intentionally leave your wallet there. It's fucking
Yeah.
dumb to be mad at you about that, but,
I
like,
intentionally,
just
yeah.
like, the situation where, like, we were already, like, sort of kind of rushing to get there, and then, like, having to go back and it maybe being closed and the idea of it, like, delaying when we can leave tomorrow, but I think
Uh,
that goes to the same frustrations I have with technology where I will get frustrated at those things that you can't control, and so, like,
okay.
in my mind, like, was it technically like you forgot your wallet? Yes, but at the same time, it's not like you deliberately was like, "I'm leaving my wallet here." It's like, no, there's
No,
human error that like you don't control, you know? And
I don't
so
think so though too. Like I am very traditionally I'm very aware of my responsibilities, including not forgetting my wallet. And so
usually,
I'm not entirely sure uh what went over me with that, you know?
of course,
Maybe there
maybe it was
was a
intentional.
control. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to invoke anger in you.
No. But in those situations where, like, I will get frustrated, I feel like I'm pretty good at recognizing in the moment, like, fucking expressing that frustration
Uh-huh.
it's not gonna help the situation. It does nothing. So, like, simply I don't necessarily bottle it in, but just, like, let it go. 'Cause, like, who fuck, you can't it happened, get over it, move on. Um but when something's yeah, I don't know. It's so weird because there is that thing where, like, if it's something technologically related, I I simply, like, fuck, it should work. It
Yeah.
maybe because with technology, it hasn't happened, it's not in the past. With
One of the
technology, the issue is here actively.
one of the
If, like,
very first conversations that we had with you with
mhm,
conversation, it was aside from me being a guest on Boy Oh
yes.
Boy, the first actual conversations about you getting frustrated was me telling you, I'm gonna keep in mind that everything that I make has to be flawless, so any issues are at a click of a button. I
Mhm,
remember telling you, like, if I make actual products, whatever it does, it needs to be a click of a button.
it
It
does.
needs to do everything exactly that it should.
Just if you're
Yeah.
making a machine, it's a machine, it's a computer. It has one function and just it needs to just do it. Like, if I have a printer, that
It
thing
should
better
print.
print.
Yeah.
It better print. That's all I'm asking. And I feel like that's not a big ask.
Printers are notoriously just hard to work with, though.
Yeah. Or, fucking sometimes if, like, I'm using, like, Photoshop or Adobe and some
Yeah.
shit just happens, like,
Out of
it
nowhere, it crashes or
mhm,
say it
like
doesn't save.
cool. Great. And that's one thing I got better about too with like especially in school when like I would have a bunch of like video projects I would work on. I got very good about handling when shit would just for no reason stuff crashes, you lose hours of progress. And like I got very good by the end of my schooling where I was like, fuck, it happened. If you're not getting it back, so simply just shut the fuck up and fix it. Just do it all again.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
I don't know. I'd say, yeah, I don't think I fall into the anger side so much. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I don't know. Where are you, Hans?
Me, very, very patient, I think. Uh,
Yeah.
it's not a lack of spirit because I'm still in it, like attentive. Um, but what was irascibility's definition again?
I
Uh,
don't really
marked
remember.
by hot temper and easily provoked by anger. Yeah, no.
No.
Uh, I think it's an easy 100% full patience.
Let's
And
go. Well,
it's not to
50-50.
say 50, it's not to say that sometimes I get impatient. Nah, I definitely get impatient too. But my patience definitely has grown to the point where I'm one of the most tolerative people out there. Uh, in terms of
Bullshit.
exactly, and being able to mold around that. And so,
Yeah.
and I guess this kind of taps into the topic of pet peeves as well. Um, I have my own pet peeves too, and I will not get the extent of becoming irascible, but people, for example, people tapping their legs. Now, as a child, I used to do it, And one time when I was doing it, my mom told me, "Hey, could you please stop that? It makes me dizzy."
And
Um,
you took it to heart.
and I took it too hard. Like, it's just
Your
part of
mom
me
I hope your
where
mom
I
was just
don't.
fucking lying too. She just knew you would feel bad if she said that, and so she just
Yeah,
made it up.
yeah.
"It makes me dizzy, Hans." That's great.
Um, and that's just stuck with me where I don't tap on like. But now it's I think especially recently there have been instances where classmates or my brother in the car will do it where I get annoyed by it and there's a lack of uh uh not lack of patience. It's closer to irascibility where I'll get definitely worked up by it. And
Mhm.
especially with that, I'm thinking of a certain instance of my classmate doing it. It was very, very annoying. Even turning away from it, I could still feel the shaking of the desk
Mhm.
or the table. And I couldn't just not think about it at all for the rest of the class. And I wouldn't act on it, but like, dude, please mind your self.
Yeah,
And so,
this makes sense.
yeah,
Can you think of any instances on your trip where maybe not even pet peeves, but you felt yourself being like, "I am
not at
simply
all.
losing my patience here."
Not at all.
Not at all,
Yeah.
wow.
I
Even with Steven,
which
this is crazy.
I love Steven so much. Everything that nothing put me off from him during that trip. Like anything was either humorous or
Uh-huh.
it was just
Big.
great. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. New York trip, definitely one of,
Let's go.
if not the most enjoyable trips I've been on.
Well, it was an
Like,
excellent trip is the thing.
yeah, excellent. um, I think underneath that, outside of my trips was my family. Second to that would be me and my friends going to San Diego for Rocket League anniversary.
Yo.
Um, and that was a genuinely nice trip. Um, we had experience, we created experiences, stepped outside of, at least for me, I stepped out of my comfort zone a little bit. Just being in San Diego, downtown San Diego, just being there without a purpose, it was
Mhm.
good. It was really nice.
Nice.
All right.
That is sick.
Um, where are we? Self-expression, boastfulness, truthfulness, understatement.
Mm,
I experience all three of these at the same time. At any, yes,
we're so deeply entrenched. I think it's just our generation and so many layers of irony that are either up or down at any given time. And so it's so hard to say. You
yeah,
know? It's
yeah.
so hard to say. But, like, I'd say self-expression, mm, I'm assuming this means it's in reference to, like, how you would describe yourself to others, right? Like, whether you're
About
yeah.
you, yourself, your character. Like, how do you self-express your true
Mhm.
self? I guess.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
I assume truthful. I
uh,
I think. I
so
think everyone
let
would
me.
assume truthful about themselves. I think every single person would unless you're intentionally boasting or intentionally understating, I think y
I think some
I don't
people
think
can be
people
naturally boastful, and they would fall under there.
but yeah, you would actually fall under there, but if you're self-evaluating, you would probably say truthful, you know? I don't think someone who is boastful would
I
knowingly
don't
be like,
know.
"Yes,
You
I am
might
boastful."
be underestimating
Maybe.
people because like some people
Underestimating their
just
self-awareness.
purely want to go above and beyond about themselves just to
Well, if they wanna be above and
put them
beyond
up on
about
a
themselves,
pedestal.
and we're going through the golden mean, they're gonna wanna be where that gold is, and that gold is on truth.
Yeah, they're
Thus, they
not.
will boast they're truthful.
Oh,
But their
wait.
boastfulness will have them self-present, self-identify with the truthful.
No, boast. I think it comes as a blindness. Sorry, JC.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So let me. So for me, boastful or self-expression. I am full of just truthfulness, but I am absolutely okay with boasting about stuff. Um, just because I like talking about myself. That's something. But like it's also embedded in a full set of just reality, having real talk with people, and that's just how it is. Understatement. I also do that
Whoa.
depending on the scenario.
Yeah.
If I think I used to be like a lot more of the understatement about myself, just not expressing the full
Mhm.
wonderfulness that I am. But because of college and people saying, hey, you want to make sure you look the best you are on your resume, that's flipped it and turned it into boastfulness.
Mhm.
Um, but that initial core of me with understating, I'll do that sometimes still. But
Mhm.
being sticking to the truth, absolutely, I'll try to do that as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what more to say. I don't
Okay.
again, I feel like I'm not going to be aware of if I'm boasting about myself or if I'm understating things about myself. I'm simply gonna present them in as truthful a way as possible, but that might be so far from reality.
I think you're under truthful for self-expression.
Okay.
Conversation. Buffoonery, wittiness,
Never.
boorishness. Boorishness.
Never.
Is that
Boorish is just it's fucking you're a bore, right? Like you're just
why is it
you're
two
drained to be
O's?
around. Well, like no one wants to be around you.
Implies rudeness of manner due to insensitiveness to others feel
Mm,
no, it's not
that is
boringness.
not what I thought. Yeah.
Uh
Rude or
others' feelings and
insensitive.
unwillingness to be agreeable. A, a drunk's boorish behavior, churlish suggests surliness, unresponsiveness, and ungraciousness. So yeah, in a sense, I would almost say childishness, but as
Hmm.
an adult.
I feel like how is that so far from buffoonery?
Buffoonery.
Mhm.
Buffoonery. What is the actual definition? Because we think of buffoonery as like
Buffoonery,
buffoonery, uh,
but it's not. It's actually buffoonery.
behavior that is ridiculous but amusing. Okay, that
Mm,
is kind of what I think about it as. Uh,
I don't know. I'm almost like
wittiness.
this is more interesting if boorish does mean boring. You know,
Okay, sure.
it
Yeah,
makes more
yeah.
sense to me as a scale like that.
I think this is
And
because what is it? Deficiency in conversation.
yeah.
It's just you're so far out that you're not boring, but you take you play into that part of just being irresponsible socially.
Hmm. I'm gonna be
Um,
honest. I am
yeah,
very tired, and I
I can
lost
see
that
that. We can
thought
see that.
very early
Okay.
on.
You said we're going. You know, the worst thing about this is that I have OBS makes it nice. I just click stop recording and then convert it into a video file. But
Mhm.
knowing that I have to edit those two scenarios, that one at the 1 hour mark and one at the 1 hour half 30-minute mark, tells me that I'm gonna have to export this video as well. And
Let's
exporting is gonna
go.
take
What happened at the 130
so
mark?
long. I don't remember. Me
Oh,
sharing a
okay.
screenshot of something, I think.
Oh, I see, I see, I see.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, I don't know. How I'm interpreting it is buffoonery is, like, obnoxious, and boorishness again, it's not the
Go
definition,
for
but
the
I'm gonna take that to mean
boringness.
just, like,
Yeah.
very dull, not yeah, and then wittiness can stay wittiness, and I would say that in social situations, like, where I am around friends, I'd say I fall way more into the obnoxious category, and then in social situations otherwise, where it's, like, work, school, just
Uh-huh.
life, way into the boring category where I just shut off completely. I'm not trying to entertain, I'm not trying to
So,
make
okay,
fri
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
This is your self-evaluation, and from my side, how I view, I think you're definitely witty in
thanks so much.
60-70% of the time. I think when you think you're being obnoxious, well,
That's still a good
I
30,
don't notice
40% of
I
being
don't notice an
obnoxious.
obnoxiousness. Like, yeah, I don't notice an obnoxiousness. But maybe that's because I'm also I don't see into that kind of stuff.
Well, as you established earlier, very oblivious person.
Oblivious. No, I am so dense. It's like
Uh-huh,
it's
uh-huh.
I won't notice
That's
things
good.
until 3 years later.
That's good, though.
I
That's
don't think
good.
that's a good thing.
Oh, you don't think there's what's it, bliss in ignorance?
Sometimes I wish I had known at the time, so then I
I
could just
guess.
act on it,
I guess so.
or like personally develop as a person
That's so fun.
not 3 years later. All right. For me, I think I've developed wittiness a lot more recently. 3 years later, that I should be more witty. Uh, but I can also be boring.
Wait, is that where you would say you'd fail beforehand? Is you'd be more in the
Ooh, I don't, in terms of boringness, being unable to hold conversation, yeah, absolutely.
I don't
Uh,
even know if I've never thought of it that way, but I guess it is a lack of ability to hold conversation.
I
Yeah.
because I definitely still feel self conscious about trying to have proper good conversation.
Mhm.
Um,
See, that's one of those things too, like, you know how I was talking to you earlier about, like, how, like, the pressure to, like, make new friends and do all this kind of stuff is just sort of, like, dissipated?
yeah.
Fuck, it's so nice because, like, there's not that pressure anymore, where it's like, if I have a boring conversation with you, Hans, I
Uh
don't
huh.
give a shit. Whatever.
Okay.
We had a boring conversation, you know? Or, like,
Yeah.
with Steven, Grace, like, it doesn't matter. So but then, like, with people that's new and it's like that's their only idea, that's their only image of
Uh
you,
huh.
it's like, "Fuck, fuck,
Because of
they think I'm
college,
boring."
I've grown out of that. Like,
Okay,
yeah.
this is good.
And
This
for
is good
you,
stuff.
you learn to be able to hold conversations through
That's
broadcasting journalism. Yeah,
oh, I can
broadcasting and
hold them so
journalism.
well. It's the thing is I didn't even have to go to school for it. Simply, I fucking learned it from a YouTube video in high school probably, where it's just like, "If you wanna seem interesting to people, ask them questions about themselves." And guess what? It fucking works.
Jacey, I have been told that that idea of having conversation, like that's how you have a conversation, or if you
Mhm.
don't know how to have a conversation, ask questions about themselves. I've heard that so many times. I still don't know how to do that.
But, like, yeah, I guess. I guess. I don't know, I guess part of it though is like having a genuine interest, because part of like goes along with that for me is that like I if I am making that step, it's because I am interested, you know? Like
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, for sure.
very aware of the fact I'm asking questions to maintain a conversation, but it's because I care about the answers, right? Like if I don't care about the answers, odds are at this point I'm gonna bail from the conversation, you know?
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
which
ask the questions.
which which is what you're about to do after we're done with this chart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's fucking what, it's 1 AM? Oh, it's only noon or
I
not noon,
am
it's
so
midnight for you.
sorry.
It's fine, I was kinda
Social
playing around.
conduct. Okay, so this
Um,
is a pro. Are you shoot? What's that person called?
Chew?
Pikachu, Sonic Chew, or are you on the other side? I don't know.
I
All right,
don't
we
think I'm
have
Sonic Chew, I hope.
obsequiousness,
Obsequiousness?
obsequious,
Obs
Obsequiousness.
obsequiousness. I
Obsequious.
swear, I promise. Oh, you're
Well,
looking at
the
definition.
definition.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what? While we're at this, let's. Oh, they don't have a. This is how you
No.
pronounce it, sort of deal. The act of making your wishes secondary to someone else's wishness. Oh, okay. Wishes, not
Mm.
wishness. Flattery,
Yeah, those go along.
friendliness. To
Kente.
okay. Cantankerousness. Being. No, I'm thinking of canter with some other word.
I feel like the implication is that the definition has something to do with selfishness, no?
Bad-tempered, argumentative, and uncooperative. A kid. Being a kid.
Sure, sure,
A
sure.
rebellious kid. Uh,
Um,
yeah.
that's tough. Like, I feel like I use these as tools, you know?
Oh,
Like,
really?
yeah. Like, I will like, if I want someone to like me, of course, I'm not gonna antagonize, I'm gonna go way more the
You're gonna
flattery route
flatter,
and stuff like
build
that,
them up,
yeah.
yeah.
But, like, if I am trying to, like it's a
Do you
problem, but so
intentionally
much
like? Go ahead. Sorry.
I intentionally antagonize people, absolutely, and whether that's because I think it's fun, or other like, yeah, I definitely do. But I
So I
wouldn't say
think
it's out of a true sense of like, "Oh, I'm 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 not well-tempered, I don't remember the definition you just pulled up, but all those words.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think it's yeah.
ill-mannered.
But, like, I feel like it's ill-mannered in a in a context when it's fun, you
Well,
know?
okay, yeah. There's a difference there because like if both parties are having a good time, I would say that falls under friendliness as opposed to cantankerousness.
Mhm.
If you're
But sometimes I will, and, like, if it's just me having fun,
uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, I will still like, again, I told you about grandma. If it's just me getting a kick out of it, I'll still do it. I and then, you know
Yeah,
what? If
yeah.
someone else sees it, hell yeah, let's go. But, like, I yeah,
You know what would have taken us so much less time to do this with?
what's that?
Some BuzzFeed quiz on
What?
this,
No way.
and we would have been done with this. For me, social conduct, I think I'm a good, just friendly dude.
I'd say
I'll
so.
flatter
Do you
people.
think yeah, I was gonna say, do you think, like, you to appear
Okay,
friendly, you
I
would, like, you step too far into the obsequiousness territory?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Um, uh, like we previously talked about, like I try to go. Sometimes I'll try to go out of my way to make sure that everybody likes me.
Mhm.
Uh, and it's happened, or that's been much less now, but I'll still try to make sure that everybody is in a good mood about me or the scenario, the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah. Shame, shyness, modesty, shamelessness.
Mm.
Oh, I've never. This makes sense, like seeing it
Yeah.
in this format, but I've never thought about it as shamelessness as the opposite of shame,
Interesting.
actually.
Yeah. Um, goddamn. I feel
It's
like
crazy that
I
an excess. Sorry. Yeah.
no, you're good. I was gonna say I feel like in on high school, early high school, shyest person in the world, right? Talked to so few people, didn't know how to interact socially, all this kind of stuff. And to counteract that, like junior, senior year, I went too far, overcorrected in the other direction where like went into like overexposing, like not really having many boundaries in the way of like who I talk to and about what. And not like in an inappropriate way, but like in a way of like where just I didn't I like being too vulnerable too quickly, I would say is a thing that I would
Ooh.
fall into
Okay.
a lot,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know?
A lack of or too open. You were an open
Yeah,
book,
but like that
and
was to actively counteract the exact opposite of that I had embodied for the however many
Was this
years prior.
something that you were like mindful of, or was it just
Yeah. I would say absolutely it was a very concerted effort to be like, in order to get people to like you, simply be very open, honest, and, I'd say that lasted for probably till, like, about sophomore year of college, like, probably from senior year of high school to sophomore year of college, and it's yeah, that's part of, like, the obnoxiousness too that I think of when I think of myself, where it's just like, no, it's just sometimes
okay?
it's just
No,
annoying.
I've had that too. Like, did I share too much? That have I?
Mhm. And that's part of
Will
doing
I
boy, oh
regret
boy.
saying something? Yeah.
Yeah. Is yeah. And, like, doing boy, oh boy, and even, like, something like this where it's like, I am not paying attention to the fact that this is going to be made public. I'm not
We're
gonna be paying
3
attention to, like,
hours into
other people
this.
may hear this, all this kind of well, yeah, of
Nope.
course, no one's going to actually hear it, but, like, the idea that it's out there, but, like, and, like, sometimes, oh boy, I know, like, certain people will hear it, right? And it's just, like, you sometimes you're allowed to, like, keep walls up, right? You
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to knock not everyone's entitled to know every single thing about you, but I
Well,
sort of
absolutely. That didn't
I don't
exist.
adhere to that. Yeah, I mean, I think I still don't adhere to that. I still think I'm way too open and honest on the podcast. Um,
That's really interesting to hear because uh I didn't think of that about you. And
mhm,
I did think about that with myself. Just with either meeting new people, like
yeah.
did I say too much? Was I supposed to mention that?
Mhm.
And I've thought about that a lot. Like, all right, next time you don't need to mention this
Uh-huh.
one thing. That didn't need to be said at all. Like,
Mhm. But
we'll
it's like
live.
I treated it like a cheat code or whatever to, like, forging
Oh,
relationships where it's like
okay.
you sort of go into the deep end that quickly, and you sort of, like, you
Oh,
lock that person in, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because like, again, it wasn't I don't think it was necessarily me, like, trying to navigate those waters of being like, "Oh, is this too much? Is this not too much?" And, like, having trouble there. It was, like, very intentionally being like, "Hey, here's all this shit, you know? Now you're here with me."
These are all my 56 cards. Have it all.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah.
And then, like, and, like, I don't, like, need to have, like, a mystique about me, right? But it's like, at the same time, again, like, just
For
not every
me,
facet, not every thought you have has needs to be shared.
yeah, for me, I associate that with like being my own person. If I'm sharing too much, what is there left of just me?
Mhm,
So, is that where, or I guess you don't have that idea of it.
mhm. No, I don't, because like, conversations like this where, like, again, I've been completely honest about, like, so much shit that, like, and again, it really does
We
not
said a
matter.
lot.
But, like, yeah, but, like, the idea of, like, putting all that out there on a public forum, like, does that need to be done? Definitely not. But also, I enjoy these conversations a lot too, where it's like, I because it's no fun if you have to, like, tiptoe and walk around, like, imaginary eggshells that you set up for yourself, right?
Hmm, hmm.
But then at the same time, you can't be upset if someone gets bored of you too quickly because you already put everything on the table, or, like, if like, people think you have, like, no depth to you, which is, like, no, those are probably fair assessments.
JC, you're such a one pager.
I know. I know.
You know, I'm kidding.
No.
Uh,
No, you're not.
so you would say you fall under closer to the shamelessness or in
I
the
don't
shamelessness
maybe,
column.
yeah.
I think before moving here, I was full shyness doing band. That was my counteraction to the shyness and into shamelessness. Senior year, a little bit too much shamelessness, and then a little that bled into freshman year, and then now me being slightly more careful about myself.
Mhm.
I think it's closer to modesty, but leaning towards shamelessness still.
Yeah. This makes sense. Shed
Indignation.
your modesty.
There's
What?
so big words in this thing.
Like
Indignation.
envy? Fuck.
Envy. Such a
What does
big
that one
four-letter
mean?
word. Righteous indignation. Indignation. Malicious enjoyment. Ooh. Ooh.
I don't see how these two are opposites, envy and malicious enjoyment.
Because they're not opposites. And shyness and shamelessness, those are
Mm-hmm.
opposites, but they are the opposite ends of the spectrum for shame.
Did you see that?
I did. I chat or not chat. The sound was on video as well.
This just fell on me.
Oh,
This is
I've been
from
thinking what is above all that? Is that a flag?
behind me. Let me
Not
pull up.
behind you, but
Let me see.
up. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
it is a flag. Okay, okay.
that's a flag for the wrestler CM Punk. That's a little canvas thing for the book Make Way for Ducklings. There's a poster for
Yep. Right.
Ohana Fest.
Mhm.
Up, all in that area is a bunch of artwork. There's microphone equipment.
JC, I would love to talk about what you have in
Another
your
flag.
room in another separate
Flag.
VidADay. Like it's each
I,
small thing.
no, I think now is really the
Now
time to get into it. Yeah, at midnight, 1 a.m. Poster. So much
you're
going
just
on.
pointing them out. Yeah, I want to
Hell
know
yeah.
in depth into these things.
Oh, we want to do a deep dive?
Yeah,
Let's
deep
do it.
dive. Um, which also tomorrow are you and Steven doing Poopcast?
No, I don't know why he said that. Like he made that up as an excuse not to do whatever you invited him to do. Because
What did
we didn't have anything scheduled. We have nothing planned. No.
what did we invite him or
I don't
I?
remember, but I remember him saying like, "No, I have the podcast." And I was gonna call him out and be like, "Steven, no, we don't." But then I was like, "Fucking whatever. Just I'll let Steven have it." you know?
Interesting. Okay, okay. Let's finish this off. Indignation. Malicious. I need indignation.
We are the nation of domination.
Anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as
Well, I
unfair
know what
treatment.
indignation is. Is that did you type in righteous indignation?
I need to digest this first. Anger or annoyance provoked by what is perceived as unfair treatment. Okay, okay. Righteous indignation. I love how Google is so
Who?
fast now. Is
Hey.
typically a reactive emotion of anger or perceived mistreatment, insult, or malice of another. How is this under the golden mean?
It's like social justice, I'm assuming.
Oh. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
That is my thought.
Huh.
Mm, I don't
Malicious.
really fucking know. Let's just make up our own version of this because I don't really
Yeah.
understand it. Um, malicious enjoyment sounds interesting.
That's what I'm sort of thinking too. But like malicious as in true maliciousness, not
Yeah.
I see, I see.
Do I envy others? Mm, I don't. This is a shitty one to end off on.
Yeah, I know,
This
right?
is so bad. Um, envy. Do I envy people? Not fucking really.
The Latin term for a righteous indignation is nemesis.
Nemesis. Who's your nemesis, Hans?
I don't have Grayson's my nemesis.
True. That's true. You're gonna stab him in the back, murder him.
Exactly.
Grayson's also my nemesis, I guess. He's gonna snap my neck and murder me.
Yep, yep.
Damn it.
So I need to make sure I stab him back after
Ideally, yeah.
your neck gets snapped.
I would appreciate it because then you could at least pass it off as like justified in revenge, even though it's very separate. like very little to do with one another. But it again, appearances.
Appearances. This is how fate is gonna work. Yeah, this is a bad one to end off of. Envy. I'm not too envious. Sometimes I'll be envious of others, but it's not like, oh, I'm just very just that's gonna affect my character.
Yeah,
I just think, oh hey, my friends have one wheels. Cool. Uh, it's expensive. Boosted boards are expensive, but okay, cool. I am exercising by actually skateboarding.
yeah.
Um, of Instagram or like people on YouTube. Sure,
Hmm.
sometimes I'll be like, yeah, that's fancy, but also I'm happy with what I got.
Yeah.
Uh, malicious enjoyment. I don't have enjoyment out of the suffering or injusticeness of others. That's just ethically wrong for me, or for me
Hmm.
personally, ethically wrong. But
I don't know, but like I would agree with you, and I would probably say the same thing.
in
But then
terms of
also, I can
humor,
imagine like if someone, well, not even what my scenario I'm thinking of is like, let's say a man has just committed just horrible, horrible acts, right? He just entered a home and he has murdered a kid, done some horrible, horrible things, like wreaked havoc, right? The most
yeah,
disgusting, cruel things a human could do.
yeah,
And then he walks out of the house. He has a smile on his face. He walks into the road, not paying attention. A bus just smashes
just
him down. I am going to laugh, is what I'm gonna do. I'm
uh,
going to get enjoyment from
what
that.
is it? ASDF movies, I think. A part of that, or a huge part of that, is malicious enjoyment.
Mhm,
And yeah, sure. It's almost a comical. It is a comical sense of
mhm.
malicious enjoyment, but yeah, I think the what is golden mean is a little bit more boring than that, and it's like actual
Mhm.
maliciousness, just true.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would say, like, I wouldn't want like, if that person were taken into custody and, like, blah, 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 and he was sentenced to have a bus run over him, I wouldn't think that's as funny, you know? I'd be like, "What the fuck, guys?" But, like,
That's
just
a poor sentence. Yeah.
yeah, but, like, the karma of it, like, the fact that
Uh,
it happened as coincidence, but is also, like, come on. You know, like, that I feel like it has to be an accident, if that makes sense. I don't know.
yep. Yep. I thought you were making a pun there with axe, because did you not say that he goes into the house with an axe, wreaks havoc?
I didn't say that, but he could have an axe.
In
He
my
could wreak
mind, I
havoc
was
with the
picturing
axe.
him holding an axe. Yeah, and so it
Uh-huh.
became a pun, a personal mental pun.
I understand.
JC, this has
Chargle's
gone
still
on.
listening to music, by the way. Chargle's still on Spotify, just hanging out. She banded us.
That's okay.
It's okay because we got the film VidADay.
A 3 hour video, and I'll. You have accomplished your goal. It is past midnight,
Fuck yeah.
and I did not have a video up for February the 3rd.
Woo! Let's
Um,
go. Um,
I'm
but it's
editing,
okay.
and I can't even proper English anymore. So, uh, guys, thank you for watching. If you even make it this far,
They did.
they did.
I'm
You're
here. They did.
incredible for. You're excellent for making it this far. Um,
Thank you.
and I'm ending it right here. Maybe, unless JC, plug.
Yeah.
Cars open, quick.
Yeah, Cowards Open Championship Knockout taking place February 12th, that Saturday on twitch.tv/gray_gray. The Boy Oh Boy podcast can be found at boyoboy.org. Um, that's all I got going on, guys. I don't know who guys are. Guys is what? Who's guys? Do we have any Vidaday fans yet, Hans? That are
Tom
separate
Clash
from
Gurk.
Clash Gurk? Who's Clash Gurk?
He was one of the OGs for Hopeless.
Yo, that's sick. Well,
Uh huh.
Clash Kirk, go check out the Boy Oh Boy pod. That's all I ask of you. I'm
And
sure you will.
Cameron. He watches all of these through.
Well, Cameron's the cameraman. He has to watch this as part of his job.
In the interview, he literally
Has
said,
to watch this. Cameron has to watch all 3+ hours of this, however long it is. Okay, I need that commitment right now.
"All right, bye."